Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. Brighton versus Chelsea match preview show today. We are going to review the usual. You already know. Press conference, Thomas Tuchel, head-to-heads, our preferred 11, open up the lines, get your thoughts and opinions, talk about individual players who should and shouldn't be playing in this game. All of that coming this way. So wherever it is that you are, whether it's in the UK, whether it's in America, whether it's in Australia, whether it's in the Far East, whether it's anywhere in the world, go and get yourself some snacks, go and get yourself a drink, come and chill. Come and chill with GNA TV. I've got a bit of news for you guys as well in terms of other bits and bobs involving GNA TV as well. Lots to talk about today, but make sure that you smash that like button. Let's get them likes up, guys. Close that gap to 50 likes as possible. Please share on your socials. We are also 40 subscribers away from hitting the magic 4K subscriber mark, which in just over a year, I honestly just couldn't believe like we could do that. Honestly, like 4,000 people already subscribed to GNA TV is going to be mad. And then it's on the route to 5K, which is halfway to the 10K mark. So much more to come your way as well, guys. But before we move forward, you know what time it is. Let's cue that intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. And yes, like I said just before we finish, I have got a bit of news for you in regards to GNA TV and us moving forward. We are hopefully, potentially, going to have the members option for you guys soon. Just waiting for it to come live on my studio, which means that I can make it live for you guys. So you will have the opportunity to become members. We are going to go back to doing prizes and giveaways as well. But the biggest news that I've got for you guys right now, in terms of where GNA TV is at the moment, I am currently in the middle of creating merchandise for you guys. I know I did ask you that question. Merchandise, GNA TV logo on your t-shirts, hoodies. There'll be hoodies. There'll be t-shirts. I'm also going to get caps designed. We're going to have caps and hats, snapbacks with the GNA TV logo on it as well. It's not going to be like from what you see when you go onto the channel. It'll be a little bit different, but the actual logo will be on there. There's going to be different colors available for you guys as well. All of that's in the backgrounds being made, being ready, got to be approved. So a lot of things coming your way. I'll be definitely buying it anyway. When I stream, I'll be having the jumpers on. I don't know about the cap because that means I have to hide my hair with a cap on. It don't look right unless I turn it the other way around. But a t-shirt, jumpers, yeah, I'll definitely be buying a hat. Once it all comes to me, I'll let you guys know. The link will be in the description for you guys to purchase if you want to. It's an option. That's all it is. It's an option for you guys as we grow bigger and bigger and bigger to feel more part of the GNA TV community. When you're on, and if you want to come on streams with us and you want to wear it, why not? Why not, man? Why not? Big up to Gav, man. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Big up to you. Big up to Top Bins as well. Says big up, Jim. Let's go. Andre's in the house as well. Big up to you. Grey Wolf Sinner says just watched yesterday's stream. They made Christensen sound like Prime Maldini. Listen, that stream was fun yesterday. I'm not going to lie. Based on opinions, everyone giving their thoughts. It was all right. You know, and that's all it's about. It's about giving thoughts and opinions. We know Lewis is very in love with that man himself, but we move from that. Big up to Sosa in the house as well. Big up to Undertaker CFC. Daniel Crane's in the house. Says big up, Jim. Hope you will. Just quickly say pay respects to people of Tonga who are struggling since the massive eruption and tsunami on Saturday. Yes, I agree. Yeah, you know, my heart goes out to everyone that's over there as well. Hard times. There's a couple of also, I think there's English people, journalists out there that have been caught in it. I was reading as well. Not to say, you know, it's a different, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so yeah, big up to everyone. I mean, big up to everyone in the chat at the moment. And like I said, my heart goes out to everyone over in Tonga at the moment. I hope that they can pull through and that everyone's hopefully, especially family members, are safe and okay. Ollie AC, big up to you. Big up to Andre as well. He says, yay, members will come. I don't get why we've not been given the members option, really. I know a lot of people are doing it and they've got less subscribers than us, but I know YouTube. Big up to Big Ron in the house. Nice to see you, Jem. How many turns on Christensen's after the debate stream? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Big up to Real Chris in the house as well. Nice to see you, brother. Big up to Hiking with Martin. Big up to Noah as well. You lot will beat Brighton because they miss hella chances. Yes, but they're also a very good team moving forward with the ball. And this is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how can they affect Chelsea? How can they give Chelsea problems? Because they had done at the game at the Bridge where we drew. We drew, didn't we? 1-1, I think. Real Chris says Lewis will prop our RJ when AC leaves anyway. Yeah, big up. Big up to Alfie in the house. Says big up, Jim, my guy, and my thoughts with everyone at Tonga and RIP the British woman who lost her life in the tsunami. Yeah, it was peak, man. I read that. She literally, her husband was holding onto a tree, and she, rather than holding onto the tree, tried to go and grab her dog because her dog was in there. And as she's gone to get her dog, it's took her out and just took her away, and they've not been able to find her body since. And that's sad, man. That's proper sad, really. Big up to So as well. Tuchel can't call Lukaku. Did Tuchel call Lukaku fat? Did he? When? When did he say that? Big up, bro. Big up to Chelsea boy. Yeah, you know what? That's where we're going to start. That is exactly where we're going to start. This comment from Timo Werner I've got found on Absolute Chelsea, which is quite interesting. He says, Timo Werner on Chelsea fans. Sometimes I don't know why they are supporting me so much because I'm a striker and I want to score, but miss chances. He knows himself. He knows himself that he misses chances. And look, that is a good thing. You know, and in the second breath, I won't bring it up in there. There was another comment from him that basically said, all I try and do is give 100% on the pitch, even when I'm not scoring goals, to try and give the best to the team. And do you know what? The one thing that no one can knock Timo Werner for, I don't think, is his attitude to this football club. In terms of not putting it in the back of net, we know he ain't doing it and we want him to do that. He knows it himself. He's clearly saying it there. I need to do better in front of goal. I don't know why they're backing me, you know. But the part of the reason why they back Timo Werner, or people do back Timo Werner, is because they can see everything else is there in his game. Because he tries hard, he gets in the box, he's in the right, he affects games. You know, and that's why I keep saying to people, he's not as bad as people think he actually is. I don't think personally. Anyway, and for him to come out and say that is quite interesting in itself. We've got man like Kai in the house. What's happening, Kai?
Good, bro. Sorry, man. You sent me the link as soon as the delivery guy came in, you know.
It's all right, man. No rush. You know, I'm like, I just talk away to myself anyway. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, I was just quickly, before we get into the Brighton game, I was just bringing up these comments from Timo Werner that he came out with today. And obviously, he talks about obviously being a striker and not scoring, you know, the chances that he's been created. But he doesn't understand why fans have been backing him. And I just said, I think part of the reason why fans do back him is because they know, number one, they want to try and pull him through that. But number two, I think, to be fair to Timo Werner, one of his strengths is that he just doesn't give up. He always tries. And
Yep.
when you look at some of our forwards, like Hakim Ziyech, for example, I just don't think they don't give much. And you look at someone like Lukaku, who at the moment struggling and not really offering, or even at least getting his body around and, you know, trying to work for the team. But yeah, well, I mean, what are your thoughts on these comments?
Uh, Bro, I'm at the point where I'm tired of all the excuses, all the trying hard, running, you know, kissing
Yeah, I hear that.
badges. I'm
Yeah.
tired, man. I'm tired. I'm exhausted, man. I want to see actions. I want to see players, you know, showing the pitch what they're worth, man. Because you know, Werner didn't come here for free, and I'm one of his biggest. Like I used to be one of his biggest fans, man. And to be like Frank, yeah, he's been disappointing, man, since he came in. And you know, he can say all the nice, sweet things. Doesn't change much for me, man. That he has been an underwhelming signing, yeah. So I hope he talks less and he scores more, man.
Yeah, I do. You know, like I said, I won't knock his work rate. I agree that he needs to score goals. And to be honest, if he did put the ball in the back of the net, I don't really think there'll be much for us to say, would there? Because everything else for me to his game
Yeah,
is all right. You know, he makes runs, he makes it hard for teams to track him. You know, he's an asset when he's on the pitch. I think personally, I think he can be useful. He's
yeah,
just in front of goal. He just overthinks things, and I agree. He has been brought in to score goals, and he needs to do that. We can't hide from the fact that he's not doing that. But Tuchel on Rom's size affecting his recovery. Yeah, I think so. My experience as a coach with the big guy, the heavy players take a bit longer after injury, I'm not so keen to talk on Romelu. What's that
You, you,
about?
you know what's
Yeah.
mad, bro? I think he's kind of letting out his anger on Lukaku still, man. He's still holding grudges, man. Every week he comments something about Lukaku. First he's like, oh, he doesn't run. Secondly, about his size. Thirdly, he what did he say the last time? Yeah, he had chances, but
Fuck's sake.
his touch was
That
crap.
fucking- I don't think his size is a problem. It might be a
I
little bit
don't
in
either, man.
terms of getting about and stuff, but I don't know. I just think Lukaku's always been that frame, isn't he? It's not all right.
Yeah,
He's a bit more musclier now. Before
yeah,
people
he's
would
big.
argue that he was just a big guy. I don't even have to say it. He was just a big guy, But
Uh,
I don't know. I don't know, man. Like,
Shout outs to DT, bro.
yeah,
But
literally.
anyway, bro.
Fuck me. I don't want to start talking about that dickhead.
Yeah, man.
Honestly, I knew I didn't like that guy from the beginning, mate. All
Yeah,
the shit that he.
same, man.
Remember
Same.
when me
Remember
and
we
you were on the
worked
terrace at the
with
beginning
the
when he was
terrace.
giving
Yeah,
it to the Chelsea fans and we
yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
had to go like, oh, mate, he just, I don't know, man. Fucking,
He's sure out there with some big guy, bro.
it's gonna get done by a big guy more like. But anyway, we'll
Yeah,
move on.
yeah. We
Yeah,
move,
we
man. We
don't-
move.
Jem and Kai, the Kings, big up to Josh, man. Nice to see you in the house. Big up to Johnny. He says Lukaku is overweight and has to be dropped, is what
Johnny,
he's saying.
are you in a better shape than Lukaku, bro? I doubt it, man. I doubt it, bro.
When you look at footballers, though, they all are
Yeah,
generally skinny, though, Kai, aren't they? They don't really have any
yeah,
bodies.
yeah.
Like, I
They
mean,
have
Adama
skinny upper bodies and lower bodies. I mean, other than Ronaldo. Ronaldo's every guy's dream physique, bro.
I mean, Adama Traore just throws a ton of baby oil on him, but yeah, he's quite
Yeah,
big as well. He moves, though. He's
yeah,
got a bit of pace. At least he can run. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
Lukaku, I know, man. Anyway, I'm not going to say too much on Lukaku. Getting bored of it. Again, tell me a guy from the aside from Diego Costa who put together a first season like Timo did, 15 assists in the league. Come on, guys. We all want 20 goals, but he's been pretty okay, is what Josh is saying from his perspective.
I don't know, man. Because for me, I can't be like kind of saying all these things about Mount's form not being the best for me and the standards of Chelsea, and then accepting the fact that Timo has 15 assists but 7 goals or 6 goals. For me, I can't do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Josh. I'm sorry. I can't.
Yeah. All right. Well, fair enough. Big up to Catch Critic who's in the house as well. This is big up, fellas. This is turning into a shit show in the media. The teams need to shut out the outside noise and focus on the game. I actually agree. I think the media are targeting certain truths. I'll say
So,
truths, maybe lies and truths, where they're trying to get managers and players to maybe share more of their thoughts. And yeah, I agree. At the moment, Chelsea are a bit under pressure from the media at the moment, especially with everything that Lukaku's done to this football club in the last month or so as well. So it's a bit of a prison FC just got a new player, literally. Do you know what I mean? It's peak. What else we got here? Werner has no technical ability. He's awful on the eye test. He just isn't good, is what FR is saying. Has Mount put together a 15 assist season yet, Kai?
yeah, but I've never said Mount is good enough, though, Josh. So that kind of takes away that whole argument out of the window, man.
Yeah. All right. In terms of the Brighton game, let's delve
Well,
into it. Obviously, we're
I'm excited for it, man.
yeah, we're on the back of a loss. I've been speaking to Chelsea fans this morning. A lot of them are worried. They're worried about
Well,
this
yeah,
game.
but what's new, Jim? What's new?
Yeah,
Chelsea wives are like divorcee housewives, bro.
yeah.
They're always worried. They always have something to say, something to complain about.
In terms of the referee, it is Kevin Friend tonight. So no Anthony Taylor, guys. Kevin Friend will be
Our
refereeing
friend,
the game.
yeah, he'll be our friend, John.
He'll be our friend tonight, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully he doesn't do
Hopefully,
anything. So I don't mind Kevin Friend, actually. I don't think he's too bad compared to the blimmin' bald fraud Anthony Taylor. Who's fucking... I ain't going to get into that. But yeah, Kevin Friend is the man. In terms of team news, we'll quickly go through that before we do the lineups and that. From Brighton's aspects, they're missing duo Shane Duffy and Lallana are major doubts for Tuesday's game. Lewis Dunk is close to returning for them with his knee problem. Mwempu and Bissouma are out, obviously, because African Cup of Nations. I think Bissouma is a big miss because when I watched him at the Bridge, I was at the game. I was actually at the Brighton game at home. And Bissouma absolutely run through our midfield. We had Jorginho there, and I think it was
bro. For me,
Ruben.
I would prefer
it,
to have Basuma at Chelsea over Rice, man.
bro.
I would love that
Honestly,
guy at Chelsea, man. I would love that
honestly,
guy at Chelsea.
I watched Basuma live. This guy
Yeah.
was jogging past our defenders. I'm not
Yeah,
joking. He wasn't even
he's
running full
amazing, man.
sprint.
Yeah, he's a very,
And
very
he's
good player, man.
technically very gifted on the ball. He can pass very well. His interceptions are bang on. He's got a bit of frame to him, and he's quick. And he always looks for. I would have Basuma all day, and for
Yeah,
30
yeah, that's why I
million,
said I would have
35
him
million.
over Rice. Yeah, any day.
Yeah,
For me, he's
I
more talented than Rice.
I don't get. I mean, there is that talk about him out of football having problems with talking to I think underage kids or saying, I don't know, man. They're still waiting to be proved on. But anyway, but that's another story. But Tarek Lamptey is fit to take on his former club, so Lamptey will be back. Do you know what? Lamptey was really good against us at the Bridge as well. I'm not going to lie. He gave Alonso so many problems down there. No, sorry,
Yeah, but
Reece James. Reece James. That's when Reece James got injured. He
but
literally.
does that mean anything, bro? Like everybody runs to Alonso, man.
No,
It's
it
like
was Reece
everyone.
James, bro.
Yeah,
It was Reece because Reece James. You remember that game when Reece James was asked to play on the left for that one game
yeah,
and he got injured? It was
yeah.
Brighton. It was Brighton at home. I remember. Fucking got ruined. From Chelsea's perspective, Christensen misses out again. No surprise. The guy's always got something wrong with him. Correct. I mean, COVID.
Krusty the
Fair
Crown.
enough. Trevor Chalobah remains sidelined with a fire problem with Reece James and obviously Ben Chilwell
Yeah.
out. Edouard Mendy, obviously, as we know, is at the African Cup of Nations with Senegal. So nothing really surprising from our perspective. No new injuries since the Man City game as well. Kai, in terms of this game, and when you look at it overall, how do you think Chelsea should approach it? Because you've seen how we played in the last couple of games.
With a back four, I think it's the
Yeah.
time to kind of perfect our back four. Right now, the run that we're gonna be on now, it's the perfect time for us to go into that 4-2-2-2 that we were using before Man City, and just perfect it because we have smaller teams. A lot of them are safe teams as well. They're not really fighting relegation, so it's the perfect timing for us, man, to kind of look into the future. We're not gonna win the title this year, but you know
Mm,
we do lack goals. So for me, the logical, the kind of solution for that is just for us to play with more attackers
yeah.
or more offensive players. So for me, we have to go back to a four, and move from here away from the back three. And that's the good opportunity now, man. Brighton, because Brighton is pretty
Yeah.
safe.
It is, but at the same time, I wouldn't. This Brighton team will have a spell. They're very good with the ball. They move the ball very well. They make it hard. I do think Basuma is a player that really helps that when he's in the
Yeah.
team, and the fact that he's out, I do think it's a big miss. And then I think about at the other end, where can they hurt us in terms of in front of goal? I don't really think they have the players at the moment to do that. I know Neil Maupay, who can score a goal on his day, could be
Yeah.
fit to play, but I mean, we have to just control the game. We have to impose ourselves on them again, pressure high, win the balls. Win the midfield battle is important against Brighton. We do that. We do our job. Then I don't see how we don't win this game.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
it's pretty straightforward. I don't think there's a real tactical need to sort of break down and try and analyze how we beat Brighton.
Yeah.
It's
If
just
if we overcomplicate it, it's gonna be like we might not get the 3 points. But if we just treat them like
yeah.
any other smaller team, we'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And overthinking it, and I'm not calling Tuchel out because I love Tuchel. He's more important to me than the players at the moment. Is
Yeah.
potentially the way that we line up. Do you not agree? Because if we do what we did against Man City, where we just play random forwards, that just don't work and and we end up losing control of the game, and the midfield can't link with the forwards, etc., etc.
Till
It
this
becomes a
day,
bit of an
yeah,
issue. Yeah,
I still can't wrap my head around why did Ziyech and Pulisic start that
no,
game, based on the form they're in and based on what's his name's Ziyech's pace against a team that we should be counter-attacking against. Timo should have started that game instead of Ziyech. Yeah, Ziyech for me.
the three
It's been a
times,
different
Kai, that
game.
we've
Yeah.
the three times that we've beaten Man City, we've had movement.
They didn't have
Yeah,
Diaz as well, man. They didn't have
and
Diaz as well.
pressers. Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. That we had movement and pressers, right? He goes and
Yeah,
decides to play our worst pressers. And when you think about the three of them, our worst
yeah,
pressers and our worst movers. Ziyech does not move. Kaku is too static. Pulisic, he does, but not as much as Mount Havertz and Werner for me. But we just didn't have nothing. And I'm with you. I don't to this day. When you pick Pulisic, Ziyech, and Lukaku, who have never played with each other, by the way,
yeah.
as a forward line in a Man City game, what did you expect? Like, I was lost with that. I mean, I don't like calling him out too much, but he really made it hard for us. I think personally, I thought the game was there. I really did think that if we just done or changed it at half time and just brought Werner and Havertz on at
Look at
least.
HM comments, man. Killed me.
Jem still knows that. Let's go through it, what they're saying. Congratulations to Mendy winning the best goalkeeper. Yeah, congratulations to him. Congratulations to Tuchel as well.
Nah,
Um,
H&M. His comment killed me, man.
Kai, why do you call everyone who rates the youth? I ain't gonna say that word. That's very
Yeah.
serious accusation, mate. Kai, why do you do that to a degree?
Sue me, bro. All I'm gonna say, man. Say what I
Yeah.
want, man.
Listen, people need to understand that on Twitter, right? On Twitter, it is a place for people to express their opinions about
Yeah.
whether you like it or not. All right, I don't agree with the personal aspect of it.
Yeah, what's
Keep
up,
it
boys?
personal. Big
Hey,
up to
Dan, how you
Dan.
doing, bro?
What's going on, my boy? You all right?
Okay, I'm good. How are you guys?
We're right, mate. We're
Living
right.
life,
Just about
living life.
to
So,
get into the lineups and whatever else. But do you know what? Let's move from anyway. Let's talk to Dan quickly because Dan,
what you say?
we were just talking about the Man City game and obviously playing Ziyech and Pulisic and Lukaku as a free. We can't really get our heads around why we did that in the first place, to be honest. Three worst pressers and a three that have never actually played together as a front three against City still doesn't make sense. And going into this Brighton game, are you slightly worried that the Tuchel might do the same again? Do you think that might be something that might just hinder us a bit going into this game?
Um, I think it's more likely he goes the opposite way.
Mm,
And what I mean by that is I think it's more likely that he starts. He goes back to who he was starting last year.
yeah,
And goes with Havertz, Werner, and Mount. I
I
think
hope
that's
so.
more likely than him going with that same lineup again. He's not gonna do that.
Should he not have done that against Man City though? That's what I don't get. Why did he not play
No,
with us?
he's acting. He's the last few games against City. He's behaving like Pep did, which is
Overthinking.
you're
Mm,
going away from the things that made you who you are, or made you good against this team,
mm,
and made you actually attack them. Like, first of all, Rodri was watching that game, and this is parts of the game that people don't really care about till and they care about it. Rodri had too much time. He had all the time in the world that he wanted to move the ball here, move the ball there. He was just chilling. Actually, they were all comfortable, really, because our press was non-existent whatsoever. Like, we didn't press, and it was like the first game. We didn't press them at all. We didn't counter press. We didn't do anything.
We paid them too
Basically,
much
just
respect, you know.
pass the
Let's
ball
be
wherever
honest.
you want to pass it. You wanna dribble Alonso, cool. You want to pass it this way, cool. Like, nothing. And every time we beat them is due to chaos. We just keep putting pressure on them. They make errors, and we capitalize on it. And we haven't done that at all. Like, and our
mm,
transition game is absolutely shit. Like, people don't understand how bad our transition game is. Like, it's not.
mm.
It should never be that bad. Like, we should be able to go from point A to point B in 10 seconds in 5 passes, right? Not 25 passes for us to get from the right back to the fucking left back. Transition means you attack the other team before they have time to set up,
Of
before they
course,
have
fact.
time to even think
Yeah,
about
yeah.
things.
Mm.
But
And let them set up, and then we have to break them down, which is
can I
stupid.
can I
Go
ask
on,
you
Kai.
guys a question?
Go on.
Do you guys think like the fact that he like when we played with a back four in the last few games, right? Like we looked a lot better on transition because we didn't need to rely on our fullbacks as much. Because
Mm,
our attackers had most of the width, right? Like we played more as, inside forwards, and as soon as we had to rely on these Asian fullbacks, all of a sudden, if you saw like all of City's attacks were going from the width, right? So they're all from the wings. Do
yeah.
you think the Tuchel should go back to what was working before he decided to kind of overcomplicate things against City? What do you guys think?
The problem we got is that with the with the free that's worked so well up to now. Well, I say up to now, up to when Ben Chilwell got injured, should I say? We haven't really got the wing backs to continuously play
Yeah,
that
that's
formation, and I think part of the reason why he's looking at this like 4-2-2, 4-3-3, whatever you want to call it, is just because I think he's trying to bring out the best out of the players in a different formation and just trying to find something different for a short term. I don't think it's long term. We go into this. I just think it's a short term thing of can we use something else to win games. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So
it's a short term, but if it's
yeah,
actually like fruitful, I think he will stick for to it and move forward with that
do you
thing, you
think?
know. Yeah,
I'm
because
not. Are
that's
you
the
fully sold on
he
this four
originally
two
never
two two?
wanted to keep playing with the fourth with the three at the back.
I
That's not a
think
Tuchel thing. He barely did
But
in his
even if he
career.
doesn't, it gives him
Yeah,
yeah,
another option. That's what
that's
yeah,
people
yeah,
are. That's
exactly.
that's that's the biggest part that people are missing. Like, when we face teams that we know aren't really gonna attack us, I
that's
it
true.
it, it, it bothers me that we have an extra center back. It does,
Yeah, yeah, I'm the
because
same, bro.
and then people say, yeah,
I agree.
Rudiger
Mm,
pushes all the way up. Rudiger is not like we've become a club that Like when we start the game, I look at the team and it's like we have two genuine attackers really playing. Two. When you really look at the team, and that's if you guys consider Mason Mount an attacker or not. But
No,
you
yeah,
genuinely
definitely.
have two. You
He's
have
not.
Aspilicueta playing right wing back, who's a
Yeah.
defender, gives you nothing going forward. You have Alonso, who's been a missile for the last how many years, right? And you have three center backs and two defensive mids most of the time. So it's
Mm,
like we're playing a restrictive system that needs players to be completely perfect, and they're not going to be number one. And number two, when you have a situation where the wingbacks that you did have that were giving you great attacking output, people don't understand. Like start of the year, our wingbacks were our most productive players
mm.
when we started, right? And our
Always.
attackers
Yeah, but
still, a
recent
lot of
Chilwell
our
is something
attackers
else,
still
man.
haven't
Do you
caught
know
up.
what though, Dan? What I would say to that is why I agree that Chilwell and James were great at assisting and even contributing to goals. I don't think we could have continued long term with that. I don't think they could have consistently, hit them numbers in
Of
that
Yeah,
course,
but
system.
I don't
even
think
when they're
so. I
not
don't think so
scoring, though,
either.
we look
But
a lot more threatening
Yeah,
because these guys are so fucking mobile. I think
yeah.
people underrate these guys so much. They're so
Mm,
fucking good talent-wise, and
mm.
they're both young. Like Chilwell, like a bit less young than Reese,
and
but
we
still, man, these
underrate.
guys are so mobile, man. They're so good on the ball. They're good off the ball. And the downside now, all of a sudden, all our players are not good enough because of the how Twitter is,
Do you
yeah,
not think?
because these guys are
Yeah.
missing, but people don't realize how good these guys are
Kai, do you not think that
and how
somewhat?
bad these guys
I'd
if we
actually
have
say
none instead of them.
most of our players, not all of them. Do you not feel like they're not versatile enough to adapt?
I just think like they're all played in positions that they're not their own. Mount is not an attacker. What's his name? Pulisic and Shaw are not number tens. Like a lot of these guys are not where would they train to be through their career.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's versatility like Jim. Like obviously, for example, you could probably cook, but not on a chef level, man. So I can't expect you to make chef dishes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
You know
hear
what I'm
that.
trying
I
to
hear
say?
that. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's the same thing. I don't think it's
Yeah.
because they're not versatile, but I don't think it's enough for them to be
I'm
versatile. I
afraid
don't want
probably
them.
the wrong
I rather
word.
be. I rather them be
Yeah.
masters than like
This is what
chefs
Have
and
we
none. You know what I
this is
mean?
have we
what
got the
people don't
right profile?
understand, right? When you come to like if
Yeah.
someone like Gundogan, actually, I think someone like Gundogan would definitely be able to play in the, like defensive six. But
Yep.
you have certain players that it's let's use someone like Gundogan. He comes in, he's purely a number eight, and we say you have to play attacking mid for us the whole season. Like why would you use him that way? You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the case for a lot of our players. Salute to Reece James and Chilwell, even though in some games they regress back to form in terms of their positioning. Reece number one, and that's one thing he needs to work on. His positioning when it comes to runners when he's playing that
Yeah.
wing back role, because sometimes he doesn't see them at all. He doesn't notice they're there, and then he notices, and then he has to run back after them. Everything else he's good in, but that's something that you have more understanding on as a young player when you are a young right back. When you have to play a position that's specialized, when you then become the most important player on the freaking team, it becomes a little more difficult than that. We saw
Mm,
that with our team in 2012. Like even older players find it difficult to change formations and play a different system than what they've been playing for years. But we
yeah.
expect kind of, and we see that now. Like Terry, Lampa, the rest of them couldn't play a high line back then because they were
I hear that.
older, they were slower. It just didn't make sense for them to do that. I don't think it makes sense for us to play with this system with Aspilicueta and Alonso. Like, if those are your options, even Kennedy, like he comes in or whatever, I don't care. Like, if those are your options, wing back cannot be what you use because when you're
Yeah.
playing the wing back system, they are as important as your attackers, maybe even more because they give that balance, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I think we need to, not that right now we want to. I think we have to kind of change right now. We have to change.
Yeah, I hear you. Listen, guys, 29 minutes in, over 125 people. Let's get them likes up. Let's close it to 75 likes. Please, if you're new, subscribe because we're on our road to 4K. We're actually only 40 subscribers away from 4K subscribers. So if you're new, please subscribe to the channel. In terms of the head to head, I'm not going to bring it up, but we've only played Brighton 17 times in our life. And we've never lost a game. The last time we lost a game away to them was back in 14th of Jan 1933. So that's how long ago Chelsea last lost to Brighton away. In terms of guys, in terms of the lineup today, back three, back four, what do you think Tuchel's going to do?
I think he'll go to the back four, to be honest. I don't think he's gonna go there because we have too many injuries.
Yeah,
I
I think
think
we've got our defense back though, haven't
Christensen
we?
is out. Chalaba's out. All we have is Rudiger. What's his name? Rudiger. Azpilicueta was not really a centre
Sar's
back.
there.
Sar
Silva.
and Silva. Yeah.
I
So I
still
think
think
it's.
there's a yeah. I still think there's a chance he'll play a back three, but I agree. It
I
could
hope
be.
he
Let's do
doesn't,
a
man.
back three.
I'm
Let's do
tired
a
of him.
back three lineup and do a back four lineup because I'm sure it'll be different anyway from what we
Yeah.
do. But as we're on the back three, obviously we're going for Kepa in goal. Yeah, I'm not even going to ask you twice. What's going on here? There we go. Kepa.
Hey, does Mendy still have to watch his back or no? Or is he good now? Is he safe?
Well, ask Prime that, but he will answer that one for you.
Yeah,
I bet.
Mendy won was he the first
I was
African to
to-
ever win the FIFA goalkeeper of the year?
I'm not sure. Probably. I think so.
1 second,
I was
guys.
told that he had to worry about, after January, he would have to worry about his position because Kepa was so good.
Nah, for
I'm
me,
not seeing it.
Mendy
I'm not
for
seeing
me,
it,
Mendy
guys.
is top two, top three in the world as far as a
I'm
goalkeeper.
not seeing it.
Having problems with this site. I don't know what's going on. Everything's gone really slow. What's going on?
The FIFA one.
Man, salute to Mendy, man.
Hey, Mendy, big up to Mendy, obviously,
Yeah, he
getting
deserves
his
it.
award.
Yeah, him and Tuchel as well.
What is going on here, man? Fuck's sake. Pisses me off, this does.
Do you pay your internet, Jim?
And it's not the internet. I think it's the site. It's just like going all weird. Because you guys can hear me here, can't you? I'm not cutting
Yeah,
off or anything.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I think it's the site. Oh, there we go. I think it sorted itself out. Every time I switch the formation,
Why
it
do
starts going
people?
weird.
I keep seeing these comments. We're gonna get torn apart if we switch to a back four. It's gonna be deadly. It's gonna be this, and that. What do you think it is right now? You know we haven't kept a clean sheet in 14 games, right?
Bro, these people said the same thing before we sacked Lampard. They said, "Oh,
They know that, right?
we're nothing gonna change." That's our fan base, man. They're just
They know
reactionary.
that, right? Like we have
Who's
we have
saying that?
we have
Who's saying
one clean sheet in 14 games, but somehow now we're gonna start conceding goals. We're already conceding goals, people. Open your fucking eyes.
Just
that
risk
is
it. Fuck
true.
it, man. Anyway, we're not gonna win the league. Let us at
We're
least
already.
improve where
This is
we
what
are.
this is what people have to
That's
understand.
true, though.
When you're
Kat.
not a goal threat,
It's
it gives
true.
teams more confidence to come after you, right? If we're not scoring goals, if Lukaku doesn't have confidence, if we're not scoring goals, it's gonna get worse and worse because teams are gonna feel like they have no threat for us,
You
and
know what it
eventually
reminds me
they're
of?
gonna score. Eventually they score.
You know what it
Yeah.
reminds me of? The contest for like three at the back. First season, nobody could figure us out. Second
Yeah.
season, the most useless formation, one of the most useless formation I've seen at Chelsea. Like they
Yeah.
were just cut off from
I
the
thought
wingers.
I do think the Conte and Tuchel 3-4-3 is completely different, like in its ways. I mean,
To
we'll
be
get
fair,
into that another time.
Conte. I
More
think it's
I think it was
similar in
more.
the way that I think Conte could have made third in that season. He was just a dickhead. He didn't want to
I
do
think
it.
it was more defensive though. Like
Um,
I think the
no.
Conte.
Listen, certain
prepare to
games he
suffer.
would bench. Certain games he benched Costa. Certain games he benched Hazard. Just because like he
Yeah.
was he
You just hated
sabotaged us.
Chelsea,
Let's
man.
be honest. He sabotaged
Yeah.
us. That team was good enough to make third. Now
Yeah.
this
We
team for
must
me,
prepare to suffer with the ball,
yeah, he
without
was a
the
dickhead.
ball.
He was a dickhead. This team can I think can easily make third for me. I think we're the third best team in the league. Just looking at even with our faults, I'm looking at the other teams in the
I
league
agree.
and
Third.
they're
But
not
Daniel,
close.
we need to start picking up.
So for
We
me, it's
can't.
like
Yeah.
yeah, no, we do. Like we need to start scoring goals just to give even if it's just to give those guys confidence so that because I don't expect these guys to keep another clean sheet like moving forward. I just don't. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I'm not that confident anymore. So for me, it's like Lukaku needs to start scoring goals, man, or
Yeah.
you know, Pulisic, whoever. Players should start
We're
scoring
doing
and
yeah.
scoring fast.
Yeah, we're doing a back guys. We're doing two different systems. We're doing the back five, or what you say the 3-4-3, and we're doing the 4-2-2-2. So don't worry, we're going to be doing a bit of both. I put Rudiger Silva in already because I'm assuming that they have to play in the back three anyway. Who do you think plays on the right? And is it just going to be Aspie? That's the only option we got, isn't it? Who else is going to come in? We've got anyone else?
Yeah.
There has to be Aspie, isn't it?
SB.
Chalobah's not around. Who else? Christensen's not around. That would be my back four anyway. But then we go to the midfield. Left wing back. What do we do here? Do we have to stick with Alonso still?
If
Is
we're
that the
playing a
right one?
three, yeah, then Alonso doesn't make any sense anywhere else. Not a fan of this, but yeah.
The worst. This is a big problem. This for me, man. It's just getting ridiculous. What about the right wing back area? Because obviously we've seen that Choke and he's been playing there. Pulisic's been playing there. What do you think they'll do if we've got a 3-4-3?
I think Joe would play.
Do you think?
Yeah, because Alonso's a bit more like a defensive player, and Joe would be more like an attacking winger.
What do you think, Dan? Do you think he'll play Cho or Pulisic off that right if we play 3-4-3?
3-4-3.
Actually, I forgot about Sarr. You know, would he not play? Actually,
As a
would he
wing back, no, I don't think he'll risk it as a
I
wing
think
No,
back.
he'll probably play Aspie as wing back and
that's what I'm
Sarr as
saying.
left
Would he play
left center
Sarr
back.
and just put Rudiger there and just play Sarr? That looks more like it, doesn't it? That's what we did against City, didn't we?
Yeah.
Same shit wing backs. I don't think we should do that. I don't honestly. I wouldn't play Aspie that. I'd actually just play someone that can go forward with the ball this time. We need people that can actually attack because these two just don't. They're offensively like not good enough. He is, but he just takes him ages to get there. He ain't. He gets here and doesn't know what he's doing. He's better going back. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's tough. What about the middle? Because I think Jorginho comes back in, right? Obviously, that's a definite. I think Jorginho and Kovacic or
For me, I would prefer if we keep the Kante and
Kovacic.
Kovacic, but since what's his name is since Kante is a bit still coming back into his fitness, I don't know if he will do that. I don't know.
Yeah. What do you think, Dan? Who do you think will be the two?
I think Georgie definitely starts. And did both Conte and Kovacic play 90 minutes?
Yeah, they.
No,
Did
Kante
Jorginho?
didn't. Kante didn't.
No, Kante come off, didn't he?
Oh, then
Could be
it's
Georgie
Conte.
Kante. Yeah, it's going to be Kante, isn't it? I forgot about that. I think Kovacic will have a break because he's played, I think, every 90 minutes, right? I think of at the moment, like since he's been, not since he's back, but most games anyway. I think Kovacic for me is integral in the midfield. I would actually prefer Kovacic in this game because I think at least he moves forward with the ball. It provides him got the right forward line.
I think he will play Kovacic today. The way he spoke about him the last press interview reference, I think he will play today as well.
I think he would. Yeah, no, actually, I'm going to change it. I think he'll do. I think it's going to be Jovic today. Jovic, Kovacic and Jorginho front three. Timo, not Timo Werner, Kai Havertz or Romelu Lukaku. What is Tuchel doing here? Is he going to stick Lukaku in just for form, trying to get him to...
Listen, whether Lukaku starts or not, I think Havertz starts this game.
Yeah, Lukaku needs to play for me. I'm sorry, people in the comments. I know you hate Lukaku, whatever the fuck you guys say, but no, he has to start for me. For
me personally, not. I would go with Havertz, Mount, and Werner. That's the three I'd go in this game. If Lukaku starts, then I think we should play Lukaku, Havertz, and Mount. I think that's our best three.
I'm not opposed to that.
I actually think that Mount and Havertz are the two that should actually be starting most of our games. When I think about all our forwards and what they offer, I think Havertz and Mount are the two.
But for me, in the long run, I think we do need Lukaku to get back into form. So I do think he needs to play against the small teams. We can't just throw the guy against City and then hope he scores. And if he doesn't, all of a sudden we drop him. For me, it's a bit unfair.
He did play 90 minutes though against Man City. I don't know.
And Spurs.
And Spurs. That's what I'm saying.
And Chesterfield. He's played a lot of minutes lately. This might be a good game for him just to chill.
I don't know. Because for me, he needs match sharpness though. He doesn't even look match sharp still.
Well, didn't Tuchel? Well, you said it was kind of Tuchel being petty, but he could really just be unfit. Like we're trying to force him into fitness as fast as possible, but we also have to win games right now, right? Like because he's not pressing, he's not. His finishing isn't on point right now. He's not doing the other elements of the game that he needs to do, and I think a lot of that has to do with him just being not fit, like at all. If you tell me a fit Lukaku doesn't bully John Stones, who the fuck is John Stones?
Bro, he hasn't even played, which makes it even worse for me.
Like, let's be real. Like, come on. Like, I don't like Lukaku right now and all that, but he has to be. I'm smart enough to understand he has to be hurt, or he has to be not fully match fit because John Stones is soft, and John Stones dominated him.
When I thought about it, they don't even have Diaz, man. They didn't even play with Diaz.
Yeah, Diaz didn't play. You know what I mean? So it's like there has to be something. There has to be an element of, and that's why like. Everybody knows I'm a huge Mount fan. I wasn't upset that he didn't start. And I wasn't upset because he's fucking tired. He's knackered. And Tuchel said it after. I wouldn't even want him to start this game. For me, there's no point in playing a player that's prior to that, he had like 90 minutes in a row. Give him a break. play the other guys, Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic,
And you know what annoys me though? It
Ziyech.
annoys me
Let them get
because
some game time. Let's see what they can do.
these guys is like I don't see an improvement
Kennedy.
between each other. Like we just play these guys and they're
Hmm.
not even like I don't see changes when we change them. Like I don't see any. They're not. I feel like they're not even doing any good. Like they're not even trying. It fucking kills me, man. Because I don't see
Does
difference when
Kennedy
we change
start
players,
tonight,
man.
guys? Does
Nah, no
Kennedy
way.
start
No
tonight?
fucking way he starts today.
Huh? You don't
Kennedy is
think
a backup. Is a backup, and I think the club still wants Emerson. Kennedy is gonna be like the third choice
Kennedy's gonna get
left wing
loaned.
back. Yeah.
He's not playing till he gets loaned.
I think Kennedy might. I've got this weird feeling that Kennedy might be used. I
Nah,
don't know
man.
why.
Now, see, here's
I
the
don't
thing.
think
He
so.
can't be used because if he's used, then he can't be loaned neither
Why the
this
hell did
year.
we bring him back then? Why would he
Well,
just
because
come
they
and
want to
do
loan him
minutes?
again. He wasn't getting like literally he was playing no game time out there.
We're
So
only
maybe that was
loaning
gonna happen
him.
either way. I don't know.
We're only loaning him if we've got a target that we want to get, or we're bringing someone in, and then we're just going to get rid of him because we don't need him. Like
Bro,
if we
we have.
don't do that, then he's going to play games. I'm telling you, he's going to
Uh,
play games.
yeah, for me, we're not taking that like wing back position to fill in for Chilwell seriously, man. We're not doing that, man.
Kennedy at left wing back is going to be amazing, is what Talk Trends seems to think. I'd like to see Werner, Lukaku, Havertz. I agree. I keep stressing about this. I do want to see them three play together.
Yeah, this will be the game for it.
Yeah, I just think it
Yeah, because they
could.
play
Well,
high
yeah,
line as well, man.
yeah, I do. That's the reason. I just think Havertz and Werner are just they've got the movement to run in spaces, and Lukaku won't have people that are like Pulisic and Ziyech who are just going to come deep and not do anything. And like at least he ain't got that excuse because he'll have to move because they're going to move. I know
But here's
100%
here's here's
they're going
the
to move.
here's the problem with that lineup, right? um, those guys have the worst connection with Lukaku in terms of passing to him, finding him in spaces. Like in terms of like the passing stats, I think Havertz is at the bottom and Werner is just under him. So even though they're like, I think they work together, Havertz and Werner. I don't know if they work with him. That's the major problem. Figuring out who works with him,
With
who's able
Lukaku.
to find him,
This
who's able to get him chances so he
like
can score
the
goals
best.
or whatever it is. And every time I've seen him and Werner, except for
Yeah,
Malmo, I think Malmo was good. Apart from Malmo, like it
I think
just
there's something there.
it's
I thought we need to see more of it. Personally, that's my opinion. I don't think it's. I don't think it's. I don't think it's the finished art like it's a defo. Yeah, it's going to 100% work. But from what I've seen when they have played together, I think they've looked all right
I
between
want
the
you to
two of
look at
them.
their
Like,
passing stats. Don't look at them as individuals. Oh, did he have a good game on his own? Because every time they play
no,
together,
I get
usually
that.
I
They
hear, "Oh
need,
yeah, Werner
but
had
that's
a
the
good
point.
game.
They need to benefit each
Did
other. That's
Lukaku
what
have
you're
a game?"
saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like you have
yeah.
to,
No, I agree.
you can't be a strike partnership and have two passes to each other all game. Like does that like listen to how crazy that sounds? They had that in one game. I think it was Juve, two passes to each other the whole game.
Kai Havertz and Mount Timo created the most chance last year, is what
I
Talk
don't know.
Trends is saying.
It's a difficult one.
I think I want to go back to your question about how do we get the best out of Lukaku. For me personally, I do think it's a massive system switch, like not massive, but a system switch. And when I say system switch, I mean 4-2-2-2 or a 4-3-3. Like I just think that it don't. I've said for a long time this 3-4-3 does not suit Lukaku. When we brought him into this football club, we had to change the system, but we didn't. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
we didn't have the players to change it.
but
That's the
Jim,
issue.
he actually played in a back three for Inter. I don't think it's a system per se. I just think he doesn't have connections with our attackers because they keep being changed on and off. There is no consistency in that lineup, man.
But the 3-4-3 it relies on him to have the movement up front and be the focal point and do all that. And I don't think he has all of that to his game. I think he can
No,
be a
here's
focal point.
I
I
don't
just
know,
don't
man.
think he's
I
got
think a
here's
lot
the
of
thing.
I think a lot of fans kind of underrating his ability, like
it's not underrating
off
his
the
ability.
ball,
It's
man.
what I'm seeing
But
at the moment. Because
Here's the
I'm
thing. He does play a 3-4-3 for his national team, right?
yes.
And he
The
scores
difference is
for fun as well, man.
when he plays in that system for his national team, they play it differently to the way we play it,
Yeah.
right? Because when you have a midfield of Kevin De Bruyne,
That's
Tillemans, and what's my Afro guy from fucking Dortmund, Witzel, like
So
right, even Witzel in himself is a very progressive player, that dynamic player, right? You have Witzel in there, you have Tillemans, and you have Kevin De Bruyne. It's very attacking. It's very attacking, and then he's partnered with Hazard up top. Like that's a different, you know, it's a different way they're using it. It's the same amount of players, but they have like
and the side
seven
position people as well.
attackers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have like six attackers to our, three. It's slightly different, and they're playing Carrasco on the wing back, or even the other Hazard wing back. Like there's so many attacking players, so many runners. It looks different. Like Lukaku is never, he doesn't have moments where he has three players on him, because you can't have three players on him, because there are runners there, and there are other players you have to look out for. You have to look out for Hazard. You have to look out for Kevin De Bruyne running in, and different players. In our
Mm.
team, I see our attackers isolated too much, where they have two or three players on them. When you watch City, how many times do you see two or three players? Even when we were playing them, we didn't have time to have, an overload on one player. We didn't have time to have two players all go on Kevin De Bruyne, because Bernardo Silva's making a run. You have to track him. You have to track his
Yeah,
run. You have to track this
yeah.
player's run, Foden's run, Gundogan's run. Like all of them are moving
I just feel
constantly.
that I just feel that, and he's played in the Premier League before, but I just feel that the intensity and what Tuchel requires in this system to constantly move, because when we play the 3-4-3, it does involve movement. It has to involve movement, and I'm not too sure. I'm not saying that I don't think he can do it. I just don't see it. I don't see him playing and having that, like, showing us that he's got that. And like when you look at him for Belgium and you look at him for Italy, and I haven't watched a lot of him over there, so I can't talk too much about it. But I can't imagine him being this mover, this running down the lines, running down the channels and coming in deep. And once he lays the ball off and holds it off, making a quick run, like he did against Arsenal when he got his first goal against Arsenal. Like that is the kind of thing he needs to do. Aston Villa away, where he was constantly moving. He made it for himself. He made it happen for himself. He
The
needs to do
worst thing to happen
that
to him
more.
was that interview, man. The worst thing to happen to
It,
him. Because
he
before
should
the
have done
interview,
it.
remember, he was still going back to form.
Yeah.
And now, like, every Chelsea fan wants him on fire, bro. It's like burning the witches in Spain, man. Everybody wants this guy gone.
He's the cause of his own downfall. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
I'm not taking away blame from him, but still,
Listen, let
man,
me tell you
there
something.
is something wrong about
More than anything, more than like I want my team to do well,
I'm the
right?
same, bro.
And him not doing well means my team is not doing well. And here's why I say that: we spent 100 million on this guy, right? And we know how our club is. Once we spend a lot of money, we're not going to spend a lot of money every year. Unless we sell, we're not going to buy. And if he's shit, we're never going to sell him. And he's going to be here for 4 years, and we're going to suffer for 4 years.
that's why he
So
did
he
what
needs to
he
work,
did, because he
because if he
knew
doesn't
that.
work, yeah, all that is fine in that. But even if we are thinking, yo, we have to sell him summer or whatever, like some Chelsea fans want, well, to sell him summer, he needs to score 20 fucking goals.
Yeah, and
Because
that's
Do
what
you
he
know?
did.
Do you know what it
that
is
makes
with him? Yeah.
a team like PSG say, yeah, you know what, Mbappe's leaving. He just scored 20 goals in the Premier League. Let's get him in. Or whatever it is they want to do. Like any other team that has money, if he's not playing well, if we don't get him going, we're gonna have 100 million stick on our back, and we're not gonna sign like other players
Yeah,
whatsoever.
The problem is, yeah, and
We'll be
Tuchel's
fucked.
already come out and said it. He said he's not going to build around a player. He builds around a collective amount of players, and he wants to play as a team. Now the problem with Lukaku is, and this will always be the problem as long as he's at our club, is that he has to have the whole team built around him, the whole system like Conte built around him, and on top of that, he needs that Martinez type player to do all the fucking work. He needs players around him to do all the work for him, because he doesn't. He's
No,
not that energetic. He's not that
mover.
pressing
I,
Yeah,
type of
no,
of, of
I don't know.
striker. He's
I
a
don't know. I don't
what
know.
what I'd say is, yeah, he is a traditional an old fashioned number 9. That's what
No,
he is. He's
I,
not a modern day forward, and that's
I
the
have to. I
problem.
have to disagree with you. I have to disagree with you.
How can
He's
you
not.
disagree with that?
He's not a target man. He's not. He's not really. He
No,
has
no,
so
no.
much
He's
pace to his
definitely
game.
not a target, man. He can't win
He's
an
not a
area with
target
you.
man.
He's
Well,
shit.
he can't hold the ball. He's
yeah. He can't.
rubbish.
I mean,
I
yeah. From
listen
what I've seen, he can't hold the
in
ball
that point,
at the
Kai.
moment. Yeah.
I do agree with Johnny. He is a traditional number 9. He's probably of the highest level of those old school number 9s, right? But the point of the matter is, we signed that. Like we
Yeah, it's the
signed an
ball's
old
fault.
school number 9.
No
Yeah,
wonder
it's
no
like the
wonder the
board is.
number
Let
9
me
is dying out if that's the best
let
one.
me kind of advise you. Let me just give some advice to some Chelsea fans who complain about the board. It's not changing, guys. Marina is never leaving, right? So, um, like she's been with Roman before even Chelsea. So when I hear people Marina out, the board, like you gotta kind of accept. It's kind of like a marriage and family, right? You don't choose. Sometimes you don't choose who your siblings are. You don't choose who your cousins are. You don't choose who your uncles and aunts and all these other people are. You just kind of have to kind of accept them and accept their flaws. And I've accepted her because she's not going anywhere. She's married to Chelsea the same way Roman is. So yeah, like the board is fucked up. That's happened, right? How do we fix it? How do we move forward? How do we change things so we're not fucked for the next few years? So we don't end up like Manchester United, who spent a lot of money on a lot of players and hasn't worked. Who spent 90 million on Pogba and in 5 years haven't figured out how to fucking use him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we don't want to
Yeah.
end up like them.
I've always
So
said it, Daniel. Yeah, at the end of the day, this guy, right? The longer he's at this club, the more problems we're going to have.
No,
Tuchel's had fucking countless problems to deal with this fella, and at the end of the day, he's only bad news. The problem I have is whether the board are gonna. I say back him. It's the cliche fucking saying, but you know, if we want to move forward as a team and as a club, this guy is not part of the plans. He
No,
is.
Yeah.
He
Yeah, I
is.
agree.
He's. He's one of them.
disagree.
Hold on. He's
I
one of them
disagree.
players that he has to. He has to be the main guy. He has to be loved by the manager, which clearly Tuchel does not love him. Hence, all his comments that he's come out with recently, especially. And I don't blame the gaffer because at the end of the day, he's ratted us all. But the problem is he's. I only see it one way. I see it if he stays. The longer he stays, the more likely Tuchel's going to either walk out or get sacked because he's going to he's going to affect our results, and that's the bottom line. You know, it's a
listen,
results game.
we've
I-
laid our,
I-
my whole
Then-
thing is this: we've laid our bed, and it's time for us to lay in it, right? You
Yeah.
said it.
No, the
Okay,
board
he's
laid the
yeah,
bed for Tuchel,
Well,
we're part of
and
again.
Tuchel's
We're
having to
part.
sleep in it.
Guys,
Again,
I
I
don't
think
want,
the
I don't want
board.
it to be a Lukaku show, by the way. I
No,
don't
no.
want it
Here's
to be
but
too-
but
I'm
here's what
sick of the guy,
let me
bruv.
just let me just say this. Let me
He's
just say this
shit,
and
and he
move
never
on.
will be world class. He never
Let me
will
just say
be
this and move on. When
that
you
top
lay your
class.
bed,
He will never be a Costa or a Drogba. Never. He
Yeah,
will
we
never
don't.
be that player.
but that's
Yeah.
cool.
Never.
He can be an Anelka. When you
No,
lay
he'll
your
never be
bed,
an Anelka.
when you
Anelka's
lay your
clearly
come
bed,
on,
guy.
you have to sit. You have
he's
to
not
sit in
shit,
it,
man.
right?
You guys are
He
just
is
using
shit,
emotion. Nah, you're
He
just
can't hold the
emotional.
No,
ball.
he's
Nah,
not
He
shit.
Johnny,
He's
you're
can't
not shit.
link
emotional. He's not
up.
shit.
All
He's not shit.
he's
He
good
was
at,
linking.
yeah.
He
All
was
he's good
linking
at
fine.
is,
He was
someone
linking
laying
fine
the ball off
before
for
the
him to
interview.
finish.
Before
That's
the
all he's good
interview,
at.
before the
Once-
interview, he was linking fine. The problem
He
with our fan
wasn't.
base, we're just emotional little girls. When somebody says
No,
something
no,
we
no,
don't
no. He
like,
Nah,
wasn't.
we
bruv.
take
Nah,
No, he
bruv.
everything
wasn't.
Nah,
out of
bruv. I don't
context.
even know
That's
how
no,
you're
he
We
backing
become
wasn't.
this guy,
emotional.
bruv. How
And
you
I'm
even
Because
say
I'm
he's
not
a great
pissed. I
player?
don't look at it objectively. I'm not.
Let
I
him
don't.
finish.
no,
I
I'm
just
gonna
look
be
at
There's no
objective.
objectiveness to look at
It
it
is.
with,
It
bruv.
is.
Jem,
Even
can I?
Daniel. Daniel doesn't like what he says, but at
Wait,
least
guys,
Daniel
wait.
is
No, it's not about what
trying
he
to
said. It's
understand.
not just
No, let me,
about
let me
that.
finish. Johnny, please let me finish, bro.
It's
Let
not
him
just
finish,
about
Johnny.
that,
Let,
bruv.
Johnny,
The
let, Johnny,
fact
let him
is-
finish, please.
The fact is, he's contracted to this club, and if we keep being toxic and nasty to this guy, he's not gonna get better.
I hear
Bruv,
that.
I'm
end of the
telling you
day-
now,
at the
yeah.
end of
I'm
the
telling
day-
you
at
now,
the end of the
Tuchel,
day-
bruv. Tuchel does not want that player in his team. And I'll give you an example of what Tuchel's done, yeah. So he's played him against Spurs in both cup games. He's played him against Chesterfield when really a player like of that level should be rested. He's played him against City, all right. He's not
So he's
played
high level now,
Mount
he's not
or
shit
Kai.
anymore, yeah?
He didn't play Mount or Kai with him against City, right? Now, for me, those two will carry that geezer, make him look better than what he is, yeah. But this guy, right, has played all those games. He scored one goal. Our whole attack looks a shambles. Our whole collective pressing as a team looks a shambles. We've become more exposed. We're not getting results.
But
Yeah,
it's not
we've lost
coincidence.
against
It's not
City.
a coincidence, though.
Hold on.
Johnny, it's not a coincidence that all of this started
Listen,
after that
what I'm
interview,
saying to you
though.
is Tuchel's played him, bruv, and he's shown to the board, look, I'm playing this guy back to back. I'm playing him, and this is what I'm getting. So I've got a reason now to bench him. All right.
All right.
Now, when he benches him and he puts on Kai, Mount, Werner, Cho, whoever he puts, yeah, you automatically, I guarantee, like tonight, if he doesn't play, you're going to see a different,
Well, this is the
different
thing we need to
Chelsea.
talk
Yeah, but
about,
why
because I
didn't it work? Why didn't it work last season? Why did we score more goals last season?
No,
Obviously, these
last
guys
season
were
we
still
just
flawed.
lacked
No,
finishing, right?
Johnny,
That's
come
what
on.
we lacked. But chance creation we didn't lack.
Let's
Pressing
see
we didn't
David.
lack.
David,
Yeah, but
David,
we
what
were
you saying,
still
my man?
What am
flawed
I-
though.
What am I
Go on,
saying?
Dave.
Again, if you know who I am, you know I didn't want Lukaku in the first place. I didn't like him before the interview. I don't like him even more after the interview. If I could, I wouldn't play him for the rest of the season. I'd just get rid
Yeah,
of him.
same.
But unfortunately, you can't do that because he's 100 mil. We have to think like
Yeah.
adults. You have to play him. That's the problem. You just do have to play him. You just have to hope he gets
He's
better.
a fucking hindrance.
However, he's 29 and he is what he is. What I love about Lukaku though is that he's exposed that people don't watch as much football as everyone's been chatting about.
Yeah, that's true.
Because everyone was talking about this is a new guy at Inter Milan.
Yeah, I
He's
got
playing
told
to
that.
Chelsea. He's the exact same player at United, maybe even worse.
He was
No,
born with that.
I-
He was born
I
with
think
that
that's
touch,
an
bruv. You're
overreaction,
born
man.
with the talent. You don't develop your fucking touch,
The one
bruv.
thing I will say though to that,
You know
but
what I mean?
just really quickly is I do back that because I've been I've been in before Lukaku came. I think Johnny's been in a couple of streams where we've gone in monsters and some spaces and that. I was always a little bit reserved on Lukaku because I was like, is he any better? And I couldn't really argue too much because I hadn't watched enough of him in Inter Milan. But then obviously you see him go and win titles, etc., etc. And like I was being told that his touch was better, he holds the ball up better, his movement's better.
From
this,
YouTube
that.
clips.
I heard that he was the better. He'd improved his game since he'd gone to Italy, and what I'm saying is, I'm not saying he can't do that moving forward, but at the moment, from what I've seen of him at the moment, he doesn't look for me. Doesn't look any different to the player that was.
Jim, let me
Clearly-
ask you a
clearly-
question.
listen,
Let me ask you a
clearly
question.
not-
Let me
no
ask you a
one-
question.
Yeah.
Can
Before
I ask
you do
one
that-
question, Daniel? Yeah,
Before you
go
do
ahead.
that, no one, I don't think anybody ever said Lukaku is now good enough to play Pep style possession football. I think,
What?
and
I
if,
said it. He's nowhere near good enough.
of course he's not. He's not a possession
Yeah,
style
yeah,
player.
yeah.
Yeah, but
He's never
apparently
been that.
somebody
He's a,
said
he's
that
a,
Pep was looking
he's
to
always
buy
My
him.
been
assumption,
he's always
my
been a
assumption,
counter
Somebody
Apparently,
was-
player.
my
Somebody-
assumption is if we're
He's
signing
Yeah,
a
Pep
that's a
player,
lie.
we understand what the
A
player
lie.
is. I thought we will understand that Werner also is not a possession based player. Ziyech is also not a possession based player. Pulisic is also
Well,
not a
no,
possession
Ziyech
based
played
player.
with Ajax and they played possession football.
No, they really didn't.
Would
They
Yeah,
you
they
really
did.
didn't. They
What do
kept
you
they kept possession of the ball because they were better than every other team. But the emphasis wasn't that. He lost the ball so many times. His emphasis wasn't
Yeah,
on
he does
keeping the
lose the
ball.
ball. That's
Yeah,
what that's the
protecting the
most
ball.
frustrating thing
What
about Ziyech.
possession based team
He's a
you know that
creator.
loses the ball that much? What do
What
you mean
kind of
creator?
creator doesn't lose
guys.
the ball?
Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne,
What-
Mata.
what-
Like, do
bro,
you want
bro,
me to
don't-
keep going?
bro,
Cesc
I remember-
Fabregas.
When
Look,
Kevin De
Let's
Bruyne
go
was
back
doing
to
his
the
bad
Brighton
patch,
one.
Can I
Yeah.
can I add something?
everyone was saying that
Have a
all this
headache.
guy
Can I
does
add
is
something?
loses the ball and he just passes it forward. That is
Can I-
what creators do.
Can I
That is,
can I
that
just
is
can I
not what
finish my
creators
point?
do, though.
Can I
Let me
finish
just
my
read
point?
this comment.
Pass
Stop this
sideways.
myth. Tuchel always wanted Lukaku's what Gray was dinner saying. Big up to him. Thank you for the donation.
Yeah, he never
I do-
wanted him. Of course, didn't.
I do.
Can I-
I don't want to be stuck on Lukaku. I want to go back to the formation and actually talk
Yeah.
about the
Yeah,
lineup.
but can I just add one last thing on the thing? Because
Go
the thing with Daniel, like before the interview, if you watched him, he was scoring goals for fun. Before
What do you
his
mean for
interview, before the
fun?
interview,
No,
he
you
was-
went
he
to
was-
the
he
game.
What do you
was-
mean for fun?
Let me finish my point.
Let
then
him
you can
finish,
comment on it,
guys.
bro.
Please,
Come on, man.
please, just
We're
let him
children,
finish,
man. I
please,
feel like I'm talking to
please.
teenage girls, man. Let me finish.
He's got fucking
What
two
is
goals,
your
man.
obsession
He
with
was- he
teenage
was-
girls, man?
He was
What is
scoring
your
goals.
obsession with teenage girls?
He was
Kai?
playing football well. Let me finish.
Frederick, let
my
him finish, man. Come on.
Yeah, he
Please,
was
man.
scoring goals. He was doing good. It's not a coincidence after the interview and the amount of hate this guy got. Because I did go to his Instagram and I saw the amount of hate this guy got. I am not surprised that his game dropped. I am not surprised that he's still like kind of the
Kai,
aftermath
Kai,
of
that's
that.
not true,
Let me
though.
finish. Let me finish.
Let him
What the fuck,
finish,
man?
man. What's wrong with
But
you?
it's not true.
Yeah,
what he's
I
saying.
am not so surprised that the aftermath of all of this interview is still weighting him down. But I'm just saying, give him until the end of the season.
Yeah, I agree. I agree
Bruv,
with that.
The way he
I
started,
back
he
that.
started
I
well.
agree with you
That's
guys.
Money, you have a
Give
big
him
Till the end of the
objection
season.
because you said that Haaland was coming to this club and he didn't in the end.
He hasn't
So
got.
therefore, you
He
want this guy
hasn't.
to fail.
No. It's got
reality
nothing to
is-
do with that. No.
No,
It's
I
nothing
always-
to do with
Can
that,
I
bro.
finish my point? Can I finish my point?
I want to go after this, Gem.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, I'm
please.
going after this.
Yeah,
No,
we
I
need
want to
to-
go
we need
after this.
To
So
give
you've been
this
going
guy,
off-
we need
oh,
we need
it's
to
fine,
put
man. Let
our
me
big
talk.
boy pants, yeah, and act like adults because none of us here are 16, 15. We're all adults. We need to give this guy until the end of the season. Be
I agree.
objective. Stop putting our emotional
agree with
together.
that.
It's not PMS. It's not that time of the month.
I agree with that.
The guy made a mistake. Let's see where he goes from there until the end of the season.
We have
If he's still
Yeah,
not
we have
doing
to
have
give
a
him to the
word
end
then
of
we
the
judge
season.
him.
about Lukaku.
Yeah, we have
Can
to
I
give him to the
go?
end
Can
of
I
the season
go?
anyway. Let me just
Yeah.
Cool,
Jim,
Let
let
me
me
just say a
quickly,
word,
Jim.
man. What's wrong with
Ace,
you?
Ace Ready, thanks for donation. Says, should we manage Mount time for the rest of the season? He needs to a rest outside of cup finals and UCL. Give the lads some time to rest, is what Ace Ready saying. Thank
We
you. for the
rested
donation.
against Chesterfield,
Yeah,
didn't
but
we?
can
He did
I
rest.
think he deserves more rest, definitely.
Can I say something? Yeah.
Wait a minute,
All right.
Johnny. Let
This
me say
this
something that you
Lukaku
can
fella,
say.
right? This Lukaku
Wait,
fella.
no.
I'm telling you now, he has not got the mental capacity to deal with what
We've
he's
heard
put
that. That's
himself
what you
in.
say, Johnny. The same
No.
thing
Let me
all the
finish,
time.
Nick, bruv. Stop interrupting, bruv.
Because
All right. You'll
that's
get your
we're not
say,
we're not
bruv.
here.
You'll get your
We
say.
say the
All right.
same things every
Listen,
day
stop
on every
waffling. You
bloody
get your
platform.
say. I said. Right. So let
Going
me
back to the
finish.
Brighton game after.
Right. Let me finish, yeah, because I'm sick of this guy, bruv. He will never be
You have to give
Chelsea
him a
level ever.
You have to give
Ever.
it to the rest of the
Nick,
season,
bruv,
like
what's
everyone
wrong with
said.
you?
No, what's wrong with you?
Bruv, mute
You
him,
think
man.
you hold the
I don't want to hear
fucking-
this guy while I'm
You hold
talking,
the
man.
stream. Yeah, because you want to go your own way.
Geezer, you're showing
You can't
nothing,
let no
bruv.
one
You-
fucking fucking talk. That's your problem.
Anyway, can we go back to the Brighton game?
Yeah.
I'm getting heated over Lukaku, and I don't want to get heated go through this Lukaku stuff. It's just boring. Absolutely
Did
boring.
you literally remove Johnny because of it?
I
Listen,
didn't
let me
remove.
tell.
I didn't remove Johnny.
He
And I
left.
didn't remove. Who else
Listen,
left? Someone else left.
going back to the game, like I said,
Rodrigo.
this game is more important than people will realize. If we don't win this game, if we lose this game,
We in a top
um,
4 battle.
well, actually, we're already in the top four battle. But if we lose this game, it's gonna get peaked because that's what 1 win in 7. I don't think that's gonna help confidence whatsoever. So
Let's
I
go
think
back to this.
just getting a win in general,
Let's
I don't
go
care
back to
how
this.
we do it, is
What,
very,
what I
very
want to
important
say,
for
yeah,
this
is
game.
this guy will never.
Oh my
This
God,
guy will
Johnny.
never. I'm telling you now. The
Johnny,
longer it
let's play
stays,
formation.
longer it stays in this formation with Tuchel in this system, because he's not going to change it. He's admitted he's not going to change it. Right? This guy will always suffer. He will always struggle, and
It's
every
always gonna
time
be
he's
a
on the
heat.
pitch, everyone else is going to suffer. So
What the fuck is going on?
it doesn't matter who he's playing with. All right, he fucks up our whole attack. He fucks up our defense from the front line. So our defense from the front line is the pressing and recovery. He will never give that to us. So we have to be content that every time this guy plays, all right, we have to all create chances for this guy for him to fucking miss them, because he's been creating chances in the City game. He had chances to create for his teammates, and he fucked it up every single time.
What
Now he has
chances,
not got the
Johnny?
mental
Mel
capacity
can't even
to
get
move on
the
from
fucking
this. I'm
first
telling you,
win.
he's a
Anyway, we're
weak.
not doing this. We're
He's
not
a
doing
weak
this.
player.
Alright,
You
let's go back
Lukaku
to Brighton.
stands, you fucking,
Just
you're an
for
idiot.
Brighton.
Mel
You're all
plays, he
idiots,
can't even
bruv.
get.
This
Guys,
is
can
Let's
we
this is
go
go
back
to
to
the
the
no,
Brighton.
like,
So don't talk about Lukaku.
He's fucking
Nick
shit,
Blue,
bruv.
forget it, man.
Right. Anyway,
Back to Brighton.
can I just say one thing with the Lukaku thing? It's always going to be a heated discussion. Whatever we say because of what he's done in this interview, is always going to be some that hate him and some that
All
protect
I'm
him.
saying is
I
not
can't bother with it.
Lukaku. It's the whole.
No, I don't
thing.
hate him or like him,
It's,
man. I'm
yeah,
just
we
being
don't
a
like.
grown
We
up.
don't
There's
like.
nothing
We're
to
not
Just
like
give him-
about
just
him
give
as a
him- just-
player.
Not the
Just give
point.
him. We've got to give him to the end of the season. He's not going
That's what
nowhere.
I'm
We've got to
saying.
move on
Give him
with
to
it.
the end
Right?
of the
It's
season.
just
Forget him as a
Enough
person. As a
hate
player,
on
there's
him.
nothing to like. He's a horrible player
You're
to
the
watch.
only one who
bruv.
hates him so much. I don't know
Don't
He's
why.
watch
just
him,
a
bro.
horrible
You don't
player
have to
to
watch him, man.
watch.
Don't watch him, man. Cover him up. Don't watch him, man.
He's a
Alright,
bad
guys,
player.
can we go back to the
Let's go back to
Brighton game?
He's got
I was
cement
seeing
in his
that talking
boots,
about
man.
Yeah.
This guy,
Let's go
bruv.
back to Brighton. Anyway, we've done the 3-4-3. What we expect it could potentially be. What about the 4-2-2-2? I mean, it looks like potentially you could use that tonight.
Yeah.
We're suffering from injuries with the defence. We've only got Silva, Aspie, and Rudiger, haven't we? And Sarr, obviously. So he might play that Aspie as a wing back. but I doubt
We
it.
don't suffer with defense. What are you talking about?
Well,
We
we do because we have got no Chalobah and we've got no Christensen. So for me, the three at the back's just not as mobile as it should be. So in this
Why
type
Christensen is not on? Is Christensen
COVID.
injured?
He has
he's
COVID.
injured. He's not
Oh,
here.
okay.
He's got COVID. Yeah, that's what I'm
He's
saying.
going to play
So-
Lukaku because he scores
It's
against the
still-
shit teams. He probably
Well,
will,
this man-
bruv.
Give it a
He
go,
fucking
bro. Give
will,
it a
won't
rest,
Hold on a
man.
second, Johnny. Hold on a second. It still doesn't matter. Why are we suffering for the defense? We have Rudiger. We have Thiago Silva. We have
He's not going to
Aspilicueta.
play. He's not going to play this against Brighton. I don't know. He could play the 3-4-3. I've just got a feeling that potentially.
I think he'll have to play the 3, Gem. I think he's got to play
I
the
think it's
3,
the
bro.
back four. If you look at Sarr, left back, he's
Because
actually
what you're
solid
forgetting is
defensive.
we have to
I
play
think
with
it's
wing
left
backs
back
that are
as well.
not good enough as wing backs as well. Yeah, Aspie has to play and Alonso has to play, and it just doesn't
Yeah,
help.
forget those wing
Plus,
backs.
with the pace, I
Yeah.
don't see
So-
him playing Alonso again.
Yeah.
I don't know,
It's
guys.
not
I
enough.
mean-
it's not enough. It's not enough.
We've done the 3-4-3 anyway as an option. Let's do the 4.
Is it actually any difference if we play 3 or 4?
Yeah.
It's still
Yeah.
it's
We
all
look
about
at
the
system
front
wise,
three.
it's no.
It's still about the front
System-wise,
three,
Jeff,
right?
System-wise, you want to counteract Lamptey. So if you have two people on the left-hand side, so you have Cho and Sarr, Lamptey will probably be more inclined to stay mark. You have two people. But if you play with the 3-4-3, you only have the left centre-back, something you have to tuck in, and then Alonso. So you have to play this formation to counteract
I was at
Lamptey.
the home game with Brighton, and we played the 3-4-3, and we got overrun in the second.
Yeah,
half for a
yeah,
long
that's what we
period.
need. We need
It
to play.
wasn't nice to
But
watch.
we got
No,
overrun in the midfield. We didn't get only overrun.
We
on
got
the
overrun
wings.
down the wings. Lamptey was
Yeah.
absolutely.
They're
Yeah,
a high
I know that,
pressing.
but we also
Brighton
got-
are a high pressing
We
team.
also got
They will bring a
overrun
lot of
in the midfield.
intensity to the
In
game.
midfield, Bissouma
If
is
we
not
don't
here.
match it, they'll do
They'll
some
overrun
business
us.
on
Bissouma's
us.
not playing, so
Yeah.
But
I think
Basuma's a
we'll
big
find-
miss. Basuma's a big miss. That's the truth. It is a big
Yeah.
miss. Left back.
Yeah.
Malang Sarr.
Sarr.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
actually a good left back, but you can't attack him. But it's good enough for
yeah,
defense.
Malang Sarr.
Like Malang Sarr. Yeah.
Salah's
Everyone-
Sarr's been great. for me.
As
I
as
think he's
defending
a
wise,
very
yeah,
good
he's been
player.
brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even as a left back, he's been really good.
yeah,
He has
as
been
a
good,
left
hasn't he?
back,
The only thing he
even
can't
as a
do is
left centre
attack,
back.
and we shouldn't need him if we have that many attackers up front.
Yeah,
So.
everyone
Exactly,
here
yeah.
wanted him to be sold. Why is he on the
It's
team
true.
in the beginning?
Silva, Rudiger in the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah.
No one else.
I mean, is
that's
that even
true.
a debate, bro? Who
What
else
about-
do they have?
We
There's
can
no
bring.
debate.
We can play Werner there.
Unless we take players from the women's team, bro.
You play Rudiger in every position and we win every game. We
Oh,
don't
here we
need
go.
any
And then
other,
Asby,
especially
Asby.
now.
Yeah, that's be
Yeah,
Asby,
not
yeah.
based,
He's solid
not
defender. So.
based on the last 5
Defense is
games that
easy.
we lost.
All right, tell me
Anyway,
this is how easy
what's
it
his
is.
Kovacic
name?
and Jorginho.
We can play
Yeah.
Lukaku in the
For
center
sure.
back.
For
He's
sure.
tall and stupid.
Kovacic,
Kante didn't
Jorginho.
look fit against
Who's,
City.
who's in the
Johnny,
middle?
you
Kovacic and
secretly love
Jorginho,
Kovacic,
yeah?
Johnny.
Well, that's who I think personally. I think that we
Jorginho.
I
must
think
control
I
the
think
game.
Johnny might be right. Yeah.
Is
Gotta be-
Kante
cover
not
it.
fit?
Oh,
He
he's
didn't
fit.
look fit.
For
He
sure.
didn't look fit against
He
City.
didn't. Yeah. He didn't look that great.
Well,
Kante
remember,
needs
he
rest
came up against Man
for
City in the second half, so
Spurs.
he
Kante
could
needs to
potentially
rest.
come
He
in
has
today.
to
Rest,
Kovacic
have a
rest
rest
played.
for-
Kante. Rest Kante.
rest Kante
Oh,
for
but
He
he
can
came up
come on to
against Man
close the
City.
game off.
He came up against Man City, and Kovacic played a full 90, so there could be an argument for Jorginho and Kane. That's what I would
Maybe.
say.
Maybe,
No.
potentially, but I think
It's
Kovacic
three good
and
midfielders. isn't it?
Kovacic, Jorginho will control the game better.
Actually,
Especially if that
no.
if Lukaku's playing, Jorginho's not playing. I'm telling you that now.
Yeah,
All right,
Oh
so you
my
So you
God,
need to
bro.
decide
it
if
could be
Lukaku's going to
Saul.
start.
Could be Saul actually with
Sal?
Kovacic.
Sal? What do you think Sal agrees?
That's another thing with Tuchel.
Nah.
The guy was
I
a lot
don't think so.
could
No,
have played
no,
him.
This is a must-win jam. We can't rely on a style.
I can't
DM.
keep
No way. Tuchel
I
does that.
personally would play Jorginho, Kovacic, and then not play Lukaku up front.
Well, we're
If
gonna get to
Lukaku
that.
plays, I
Well,
don't
we're
think
not
We
getting
Jorginho
know,
will
we
play.
We're
know.
not even there yet,
know.
Johnny. We're not
No,
there
I'm
yet.
saying if
Slow
Jorginho
the hell.
plays, I don't think Lukaku will start
Why?
Okay.
because he can't play with him, bruv. You have to build it. We have to build this around
Oh.
Jorginho, man. You can't build it around Lukaku, bruv. It's one or the other.
I thought we
Oh,
couldn't build
let's-
around one player either way.
No, but I think you've got Silva and Jorginho. They've got chemistry and control. If their only option is to play it up to Lukaku, it's just a rebound. You
I
need
thought
you need
can only
you
build
need
it
players
around
up top that
Mason Mount.
can come in deep and receive the ball from Jorginho and Kovacic as well. Lukaku doesn't do that.
And he doesn't track his centre back. If you
We ain't
look,
at, we ain't at
the
Lukaku
centre
yet.
back
Yeah,
always-
please.
the centre
good.
back.
Okay, we get it. You guys don't want him to start. We'll get to
Yeah,
Lukaku
yeah.
once we
Oh
get
my
there.
Get to
God.
that in a minute.
Let's get the rest of the team.
What about
Johnny,
the two-
Johnny
what about
has
the two in front?
Lucifer's vengeance, bro. God damn, man. I don't forgive at all.
Well,
man.
he's dead to me. The player.
Oh,
He's
guys,
rubbish.
two in front.
We get it,
Two in
bro.
front.
We get
Two in front.
Yeah.
Dang it. Two in
Sure.
I
front.
don't think
Callum-
Johnny is
Callum.
wrong about him, though.
Callum
I know,
on
but we'll come to it in a bit. But let's just
Yeah,
stick
yeah.
to
Callum
where we
on the
are.
left.
I think Callum plays this game. Whichever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Callum
got
and
to play.
Mount.
Which side of the
Yeah.
left
Callum
is
Mount,
Callum
yeah.
playing?
Yeah.
I'd rather have Timo Werner. Oh, we're
No, you
playing.
No,
play
on the
never
left.
mind. Never
top with
mind.
Kai.
Yeah,
Never
no,
mind.
no,
Never
no,
mind.
it's got-
Never
no,
mind.
Pay
it has
attention,
to- it
Redneck.
has
Pay
to
Never
be-
attention.
mind. Yeah,
has to be
I
Hudson
still
Odoi.
I haven't taken my medicine.
Mount
I
doesn't
think
start
it
this
has to
game.
be
He's
You guys,
Hudson Odoi.
you guys hate Lukaku too much, man. Slow down.
Bro,
David.
yeah, it's not even Lukaku's turn yet. God damn.
David.
It's
what
like
are you
bench
saying?
Johnny.
flexes.
Two in front.
No, I'm saying
I think
I'm
Mount's
saying
is on form still,
100%.
so I think we have to keep him on the
100%.
bench.
Nick,
David,
I
we
asked
need
David.
to hit David.
Yo, Nick,
Nick, 1 second,
relax,
man.
man.
Relax.
I'm saying
Relax,
it has
David.
to be.
He just
Mount.
wants to. He just wants to be edgy.
Yeah,
One
he wants to
second,
trigger
I can't-
Johnny.
I can't hit-
land.
Just
Every
just
time he
let it
shows-
go, Daniel. You know it's a class
This is
rep.
why I
Just
hate
let it
having
go,
so
man.
many
Let it
people
go.
in it because none of us actually just.
Don't say
let
I'm a
people-
class of
Drives me mad.
Redneck. What are you talking about?
David, what are you saying?
I'm saying Mount and Hudson Odoi.
Yeah.
Mount is absolutely essential to this team.
Yes.
Like, absolutely essential.
Mount
I
is
love
on
to hear that from you,
He-
David.
no,
I
David,
can't
David,
lie,
what the
bruv.
fuck happened to you, bro?
No,
What happened, bro?
He's finally
No,
drunk
no,
in his
Johnny,
mineral.
Johnny,
Yo,
Johnny,
let him
yes,
talk.
what
Let him
happened?
talk. Let him
Let
talk.
me
Let him talk.
explain
Let him
what
speak.
Oh my
happened.
God.
Is Mason Mount a better player now than he was under Frank Lampard?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but you didn't,
His
you,
form
you
doesn't
didn't
show
want
it.
him to play, bruv.
His
You,
form
didn't, you
doesn't
never
show
wanted
it.
him to
His
play, bruv.
output's better, but his form doesn't
He's
show.
dramatically a better player under Tom.
He's our best player, bruv. He's the glue, mate.
No, but this season, David, this season, he's not been as good as last season.
If you don't play Mount, you come unstuck,
This is
mate.
this is where we go to. Let's let David for the first time was about to give him credit, and you had to interrupt.
Yeah, it's
No,
your fault.
I go
It's
for
your
it, bruv.
fault,
I just just said
Jam.
to him, I'm
It's
very
your
happy
fault,
he's,
Jam.
he's come
My
around,
main
bro.
thing-
You
my
It's
main
triggered
nice
thing
to
with
hear,
Mason-
bro.
Somebody
David,
record
David,
this. Somebody
go on.
record this when he
My main
flips
thing
out.
Go
with
on, Dave.
Mason is that I always knew he was he was like a decent presser. Like I knew he could get out to people and he could, he can cause problems for the other team. My
Wait, are you
biggest thing
David from
was
the Football Terrace? Are
he
you sure
needs
that's the
to-
same
he
David?
needs- yes, this is me. What I said is that he needs to improve his output and he needs to do it more in open play. This season,
And he needs to
starts do
score
that a
more,
lot
David, as well.
I'm
blocking you on WhatsApp, David.
I'm an objective person. If someone does what I want them to, I'm not going to steal.
Oh, it's like he gives a shit, Kai.
So he's
just saying,
absolutely essential. And when it's compared to Pulisic and Ziyech, of course he's an absolute starter because those guys don't contribute much. They really don't. So it has to be Mason Mount.
So Mason Mount.
Mount
And
and the
that's why I
Doy.
respect David, man.
Yeah.
He he stuck
Nah,
to his
he
point.
just doesn't want-
He wanted
no,
one
you know
specific
what?
thing. No, he didn't switch up. This is why I don't
Yeah.
like how certain people have switched up now. Like last year, it was all about his output. Like, yeah, we get it. You do everything else. That's cool. That's cute.
Yeah.
But get me some output. This year, he's getting the output. Oh, Bruno. He's Bruno now. That's our respect. You're sticking to what you actually asked for. You weren't
because they
asking
want
for-
to because they want to be right about
Look at
him
Ram's
when they're
comment,
so
David.
wrong. That's the problem. They will always toothpick.
But it's
at
fine.
him.
It's fine.
we
Let's
finish
move on.
doing
Let's
this?
go.
Can
Hold
we
in
finish the
place
team? Yeah,
today.
come
And
on.
I
Let's
hope
move on,
it
let's
shows
move on.
us tonight.
He's a
if it's
baller, bruv. He's
bloody
clear of
possible.
Fernandez, man.
Johnny. We're going to
Big up,
see.
Dil. Guys, are we all agreement on Mount and Cho? Has anyone got anything
Yes.
different? Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything different?
It could
No.
be Kai. It could be Kaya instead of Joe, but like
No, but Kai as a winger.
If Kai,
I was
listen,
thinking.
we have to accept now.
Kai
Havertz
Mount
is a
and
striker.
Lukaku and Timo,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, Kai
Okay,
and Lukaku.
he hasn't played anywhere else in this team except for striker, except for like the one game. I guess it was Liverpool that he played in the wing.
Yeah,
Apart
Kai
from that,
and Lukaku.
Unleash the beast.
He's
If
not played
anything,
anywhere
if
else
Hudson
except
is
for
not
striker.
gonna play, it could be Ziyech.
if
If,
this,
Now forget
but definitely not
CH ain't
Kai
playing
or
the
whatever.
redneck. He's banging
Don't
on.
mention my name at all.
Why? Who you think you are? Tom?
Guys, don't do this, please.
He started. Look, what's your name then? Russian blop flop.
Don't
What-
talk
No,
to
he
me. You
just
don't
said
have to
don't
talk to
mention
me.
his name.
Nick,
Let's move
Nick,
on,
Nick,
guys.
Oh my
Come on.
god.
Nick,
Hey,
please.
order in
Because,
court,
what
order in
happened
court,
is, I'll
man.
just again, you won't come on with each other when you're both on the
Yeah,
at the same
because
time. I
he
want you to
started. Did I say anything? Oh, I
Just
said.
leave it.
Oh,
Just leave
yeah.
it.
What did
Leave
I
it. Right,
say?
the two up front. Two up front. Havertz and Lukaku. Havertz and
Brighton
Werner.
on set
Yeah,
pieces.
yeah,
yeah.
I think we need height.
Lukaku.
We need height in the
Lukaku.
team.
Havertz,
so
Werner.
Nah,
Kai
Lukaku.
and
Lukaku.
Lukaku.
Let's go
Lukaku
one by
set
one.
pieces.
Havertz
All right, let's
first,
go one by one. Havertz
and
on the
then we
left.
can argue about the other.
Yeah? Havertz on
Yes.
the left.
I think we
Werner.
all agree on Havertz,
Yeah. And
except
let
for
the
Chris.
wars begin.
All right, and
It's
then
Werner-
I'm going,
it's Werner Lukaku.
before I say the next one, let this all breathe. You ready? Who plays next to Havertz?
Lukaku for set pieces.
Werner.
Lukaku.
For set
Lukaku
pieces.
does kind of right, but
I
the
don't.
left is
I'll
Werner.
be honest with you guys. I do not think Tuchel's playing any one of them front three from the City game. They don't deserve to play.
Jim, write it as a U. Write Lukaku with the double U, bro.
I would
Not
love.
one.
You know the thing is,
It's gonna be Lukaku.
I want Lukaku to play, just because this would be like, I think this is the very last attacking combination that we could play, and then we can say, well,
What? And then he fucks
Oh
up, still
my
doesn't
God.
score, and then
Oh,
that's it.
Alex.
It's done. I would love
They-
that, bruv.
David is vengeful like an ex-god.
I
Damn,
don't.
bro.
No. The thing is that I haven't changed about Lukaku because I was very honest from the start that I didn't want him.
No, but give the guy a fucking place to breathe, man. God
Bro,
damn,
he
man.
hasn't. Bro, 100 mil. Why am I giving him space? 100 mil, fam. You can't be sat here acting like he's a 23-year-old kid. This isn't Kai Havertz. This is a
Bro.
guy who was told he was ready-made. He's ready to come into the squad. He's the missing piece. He's this, that, and the other.
Bro, but he's a
He's
person,
coming-
not a cake, bro. He still
He's
needs
coming
time
and
to
he's
recover
li-
from
he's-
injury and
he's
do all
coming-
that stuff.
Is he much better than Tammy Abraham? No.
Oh, he is.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
he's not.
He is.
All he does
Yes.
is score against small teams. Tammy.
No, he's
I
miles
can't
to
believe
you.
so many Lukaku
Much better at
haters
what?
everywhere.
Much
That's
better
You
all
at
guys
he
are-
what?
does.
Shooting,
You
strength,
guys
in
are
the air.
vengeful, man.
Hold up.
Hold up as well.
Can we move on? Can we move on?
I
I
can
haven't
tell you
seen
this
it.
thing's much better.
He made
Why
him
am
look
we-
off the ball, but
Why
he's
are
not-
we move on at the minute that you
he's
don't
not
like what
good
people
enough.
saying about Lukaku? We have to
Because
move
people
on.
are emotional like girls, man.
People-
That's why it
people-
is.
No,
They
enough,
don't
guys.
girls, they're
Seriously,
bloody
with the
kids.
girls, man.
Wait.
You're the
Because
worst
it's
of
true,
them,
man.
In the
Russian.
last game-
If you lot think Lukaku deserves to play, then your standards are rock
No.
bottom, bro.
It's
Let
not
David
about-
finish and then we move
It's
on.
not
Let David
about-
finish and then we move
Can
on.
I- Can I actually make sense? Can I try to make sense out of it, guys? It doesn't
last
matter
game-
if you like it,
Oh,
Lukaku or not like Lukaku.
In the last
If you want a product to be finished, you have to based on a couple of games. And the previous couple of games, did he play well? No. So what kind of standards
The
do
last
you
4
have with the
games,
other
bruv.
one?
He's
No,
catching
guys,
up.
Which
guys,
one
guys,
players
Hold on a
which
second.
one players
Guys,
played well?
let
Which
David
one
finish
players played well,
one.
though?
David
It's
was
not David.
finishing the point.
My
Was it?
point is
Oh,
about
for
this
fuck's
guy
sake, I didn't
is
even
that
finish my point.
yes, he may strength people off the ball, and he does have his positives, right? In this team right now, his positives they're not working out for him because yeah, he may strength someone off the ball, but because his touch is so bad, he gets tackled by another defender, right? Against people like against Man City, oh, we've got to create more chances. It's fucking Man City. What do you think we're going to create 30 chances a game? No. Point is, when we create 7 chances or 1 chance,
He
and
can't
you
do either that. He can't even do that.
He fucking doesn't. He doesn't.
He's not a big game player. He's not clinical. He never has been, bro.
He's not fit.
He only
Jordan,
turns up
right?
against
He's
the
not-
lesser
he's
sides.
not
He's always
100%
been like
fit.
that.
Like
And
Mount.
he knows that.
No, Mount turns up in the clutch moments, bruv. Let's not troll
He
here. Yeah?
has 2 goals.
Hey,
Has 2
guys,
goals against
guys.
Big
Listen, he's fucking our top goal scorer and assister, bruv. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing to talk about,
Playing
Mount.
against
Top
Yeah.
goal scorers,
Guys,
Jorginho.
can we move on from Lukaku, man?
From
'Cause
open
Well,
play, then, Chris. To
Jem
keep
could do
the
it.
series, yeah?
here's
I'm saying
here's
Jem could
here's
do it.
how
The
I
big
see
Jim,
it.
game.
Here's
come
how,
on, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Jam, let me
Go on,
say
go
something.
on, Red. Sorry, I was doing a text.
Here's how it is. Like, look, it's not only because Lukaku number 9, whatever. The problem with people like Kai, like accusing people of being little girls, but same time, what you mentioned, Lukaku, he's crying like a little girl about Mount. Same thing. Why you have problem with Mount? For the same reason. Mount is actually does the work for the team more than Lukaku will ever do. So don't
Thank you.
compare him
Thank
and
you.
everything. No, Kai, be quiet.
No,
No.
because Lukaku's also to have the same.
Lukaku is
in
the
last-
dead wood.
Yeah,
And
Lukaku's
you
how-
need
done
to acknowledge
fuck all,
that.
How
bruv,
many of
since
our
he's
players
been here.
scored?
No,
How
He's done
many
no,
of
no,
our
no,
players
no, no.
scored the last
I'll let
4
you
games?
talk. I'll let you
How
talk.
many of our players scored
Let
the
me
last 4
talk.
games? None.
No.
None.
Lukaku's done
What's the
fuck
point?
all,
It
bruv. He's
doesn't
played
matter.
4 games and scored 1
Ah,
goal.
you
Johnny,
this
can you be
What's your
quiet,
argument
please?
here?
And let me finish
But
my
Before he
point.
got
Jem,
injured, he went 7
take
games
control,
without
man.
scoring or assisting. What's your argument
I'm
here?
trying to. Johnny, can I
The
finish my
guy's been
point?
terrible, bruv. What are you backing here, Kai, bruv?
They're all
Where's
have
your
been
logic,
fucking
bruv?
terrible. None of
Yeah,
them have
but
double
look,
digit scores,
look.
man.
Mount has been our best outputter.
Scoring 3 fucking goals against
Johnny,
Norwich,
it
bro. Come
doesn't
Who
on.
gives
matter
a
how
fuck,
many
bruv? At
goals
least
he
he's scoring
scored,
hat
Kai.
tricks, bruv.
It
You know what I'm
doesn't matter
saying?
how
When
many
was that
goals he
fucking hat trick?
scored.
When was that? How many? 10 games ago?
Oh my God. You two need the
Bruv,
room.
you will never give Mount the praise that he
Look,
deserves,
it
bruv,
doesn't.
because
I
you
give
just
him
you're
praise.
just
You
one
give
of
him
them
overhyped.
Guys,
bastards, bruv.
guys.
You always have been, and the
Guys.
fact that you're backing Lukaku is a
We're
disgrace.
not
Johnny,
trying,
Johnny,
man.
Johnny,
You've got
Johnny,
to
Johnny.
You're an
read
absolute
Let me
disgrace to a
finish my
fan, bruv,
point.
honestly.
Come on, guys, breathe.
Even
You don't have
even
to do this
if
every
even
time.
if Lukaku's on form and everything, he still doesn't do enough for the team. You gotta think as a team, and people keep forgetting what Tuchel said at press conference. It's not about Lukaku; it's about all the rest of the players on the team.
If you
And
love
he
him so
doesn't
much,
do
go
it.
and give him some head,
Johnny,
bruv. Do you know what I mean?
please, let me
Johnny, let
Fucking
me
hell,
finish.
bruv.
Johnny,
Like
let
you
me
do to
finish.
Mount.
Guys, Why? Just please.
Again, it's
it
about
personal.
10
Come
people.
on, man.
It's about 10 people on the field beside Lukaku. And I'm sorry, Kai, but Mount
So
will
why don't
do
you
more
blame
for
them?
those.
Why don't you blame them? They've been doing the same fucking thing. They're
Oh my
also been
God,
failing. They're
freaking
not
like
scoring
you
goals.
talking about the little girls, man. You shouldn't
Because
be.
you're talking absolute nonsense, Alex. With all due
No,
respect,
you
bro.
talking nonsense.
No,
I'm
you
talking
are, man.
about the team.
How many of
Yes,
our
I
attackers
am.
scored? How many goals
Look,
did
No, but
it doesn't
Havertz
matter
score?
how
How
Kai,
many
many?
let him
Lukaku
finish his
scored.
point. Let him finish his
It
point,
doesn't
then the
matter how
problem
many
makes sense.
Lukaku scored.
Kai's
It
in the
matters
mud,
how
bruv.
many how he does with the rest of the team.
But
Do
the
you
rest of the team
understand
are
that?
also not doing
Can you
well,
see
though.
it
That's
to
what
your
I'm trying
thick
to say
head?
to you, bro. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
No.
The rest of the players are not doing well either, man.
What a coincidence that the rest of the players do well.
Even
with
without
them.
him, they still do
No.
shit. Even without him, they still do shit. Don't
We
even
went
get
on
me
a high
started.
scoring
You see what
run
I'm
when
saying?
we
You
were
see what I'm
without him,
saying?
bruv. What's he talking
You
about?
have your own bias, man. But you're
Don't.
accusing people
I'm
of having
actually the
bias.
only one here.
No,
Yeah, I
you-
don't
everyone-
love
everyone
Lukaku as
has-
a person.
everyone
I'm
has
the
their
only
own
one here
opinion.
who's trying to give him a chance till the end of the
Yeah,
season.
no.
How is that a
Yeah,
bias?
you're the only
Hey,
one.
that's
You're
hey,
giving
And
a
maybe
player in
and
his
maybe
prime
Daniel
a
and
chance,
Chris.
yeah? You're giving a player in
you
his
always
prime for
give a
100
player
million a
a
Yeah, we
chance.
did.
season. You always
Jem,
give
can
a
I have a
player a
word now?
Your
season.
standards are low.
Any
Jem, just
player.
mute it.
Let me come in
Bro,
there.
you call a guy who scored 7 goals world class.
Don't get
Shut
the
the fuck up.
cup.
Don't
Kai's
talk
a
about
kid,
standards.
bruv. He's 22
Don't
years
get
old,
no-
bruv.
Johnny,
He ain't
stop
in
it.
his prime,
Don't get
mate.
the
Stop. You're ruining the show. Just stop this, please. This is
What are you
going
talking
too
Jem,
Fucking
can
long.
I
hell.
say, talk about the match now, please?
Nick, go on. What do you want to talk about the match? Tell us. Go on.
Yeah. You know, this is all crazy, man. Why don't you not? You know, we're all Chelsea fans, so we should calm down and give the guy to the end of the season then we judge him, all of us.
I'm judging him after now, 4 games, and he's been
thought we were
shit.
talking about the
Early,
game.
Johnny.
Johnny,
You
let him
can't
finish,
judge
bro.
him now.
Let him finish. Come on. Man.
Anyway, look.
Anyway, I'm out of here. I'm done, bruv. I can't talk to fucking
So we
clowns,
have to
bruv. I
hate on
can't
Bye,
do
bye,
it, bruv.
bye. The only clown here is you, bro.
Bro.
Most of Twitter agrees with me.
He's gone now, and you go on, go.
Oh, anyway, look. Yeah, we have to wait till the end of the season. We're not fucking kids. Bloody hell, man. And, you know, at the moment, our attack is not doing anything. None of them. So we can't just blame this one or that one or whoever, because none of them are scoring. We're going to see tonight, you know, who Tuchel puts up there and see, you know, if they can finally get that ball in the net. We need to win this game to keep, you know, we're not going to win the league, but we need to win this game to, you know, finish at least in the top 3. We have to finish second. I keep saying that. I won't be happy with third. And, Mason Mount, I hope he starts and it shows us, you know, what he can do. Like, we know what he can do. So, you know, I hope he does start him. And let's see if he plays, you know, properly this time, because the last few games he hasn't been on form. And it's no lie. We want our players to play good. But when they're not on form, like Lukaku's not on form, but, you know, we have to give the same players the same stick. All the players are the same for us. And, you know, it's no good hating on each other.
No, it's not. Some people just.
It is a bit, George.
Some people just feel more emotional towards the situation than others. And I don't think we're in a position where we can question how people want to feel about what Lukaku's done, especially since the interview onwards.
Well, I stepped away for a second. What happened to Johnny?
But from my perspective, I've said it. Like,
apparently we
I
can't
will
give
back him.
Lukaku
I'll give him to the end of the season. I think. But what I will also do is criticize him per game. So if I think he hasn't been good for 3, 4, 5 games, I'll just say it. He hasn't been good for 3, 4, 5. Do you know what I mean? Like, so for me, it's just you got to give him to the end of the season. You can't. I do it for every new player that comes through the door, relevant if they've been playing in the Premier League.
That's
or not.
what I've been saying.
We've got to give him that because he's not going anywhere anyway. Whether or not I think he can do it or not is down to my personal opinion. If I think he's going to be successful, that's down to me.
But Jim,
when does it get to the end of the season?
Wasn't that what I said, though?
Hey,
That's
can anyone
literally
explain
what
to me?
I said.
I'm going to take over Johnny.
I said I'm not a fan of the guy, because of what he said. But I said, as adults, the guy is contracted to Chelsea, and I want my club to do good. Therefore, I'm willing to give the guy the benefit of a doubt until the end of the season. I think that's the adult thing to do.
Yeah,
I think Daniel agrees with me. Exactly. We don't have
everybody agree with you on that, Kai.
But then
Everybody agree with you on
no,
that.
not everybody agrees with me. That's why, because
Johnny is the only one. But that's the difference. It's the way you're saying it towards Johnny. You trigger him on purpose.
Because he's behaving like a little kid.
I know
Johnny.
I know Johnny. You don't have to tell me about Johnny. I know who Johnny is. But you know how Johnny will react when you specifically say something.
Bro, he's an adult.
I just know.
45-year-old man. I'm not gonna walk and show.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Big up to JJ. He says passionate is different from ignorant.
Kai, believe me, my views of the game is actually not that far from you, from what you look, the way you're looking at the game. But the problem is, like, we all have little specific thing in the head that we like the way the game should be played, and we're gonna be biased by that specific thing in the back of our head. So no matter what you're gonna do, you're still gonna be looking at the game from your from the view that you like the game to be played. It's a personal opinion. The problem with Lukaku is it's not actually up to him anymore. I told this from the beginning. He did the mistake. It's up to him to apologize, but it's up to fans to forgive him. So if fans are not forgiving him, you cannot say that they are not fair. That's it.
No, it's just their choice. I agree with that.
It's a choice.
I'm still waiting for that apology, though. I'm still waiting for the apology.
I don't.
He apologized.
What are you saying, declared?
No. So this is my issue, and this is why I'm not going to give him to the end of the season. He made a statement. He's detached himself from Tuchel and the club. And anyway, so he's a running mercenary, just like Kai said. He's got a contract, and that's it. That's where it stands. It's all business, right? The apology that he read off the prompter, right, is not an apology to me. The apology is his performance. And since he came out of the interview, his performance has been poor. That's not an apology. And I'm still waiting for that apology by performance, right?
Exactly.
So till he starts doing that, I'm going to scapegoat him. I'm going to criticize him. I'm going to go harsher on him than anyone else in that team because of what he did. and I'm not going to wait till end of the season to make that decision because he didn't wait to end of the season to do that interview.
Yeah,
for
but
Inter.
but then declared you shot yourself in your own foot because if he does, if he does go, let's say going forward to the end of the season, he improves his performances, he starts scoring goals, he starts doing what you said, business, which is what I agree with. I'm more business than fuck the personal. When it comes to him, the business is what I want to see from now on. If he then does that, then surely you're gonna. What's your thoughts going to be then? If he
That's
does
the
start doing
apology.
business?
If he picks up
So you're happy with
performance,
that? Yeah.
if he picks up the perform, like so for me it's short term. So you guys are saying wait till end of the season. For me, if he picks up now or soon, right, in the next couple of games, start scoring, I'm all for him. That's the apology I want, right? I'm not going to wait till the end of the season to judge that. I'm waiting now because that's when that's when all this has happened, and his form has been poor since then too. And if he wants to leave, do perform and then leave in the summer if you want to leave.
I think
but now it's pure business.
If you look at him as a player now and the way everything's gone, his performances on the pitch, I honestly do think though, if it continues like this and we get to the summer, I think he goes. I don't think he stays at Chelsea anymore. I think he will go if he doesn't pick up his form, and that's why I'm saying
he's going to want to go.
Who would pay?
It's either that or he's
going
going
to pay 80 to 100? Who would
Huh?
pay 80 to 100 for him? That's the only way Mourinho's
They're not
gonna
only
sell him,
Chelsea, but
if
we're
he's
going to
not
have to
playing-
cut our losses again, Dan, aren't we? Because
We're
we've done
not.
that
lose money.
Mourinho
If it
doesn't cut
work
her
out,
losses.
he's
I
going to
don't know
want to go.
who.
We don't have to, he's going to want
When
to go
does Marina
himself.
cut her losses?
But she will.
She doesn't
What do you
that.
think's going to happen when we sell Kepa? We think we're going to
Is she
get
gonna do
75
that after
million.
one season? Did she sell Kepa after one season?
No, I'm
Hey,
not saying, but I'm saying when we do get rid of him, whenever we get rid of him, we're going to lose. We're going to lose anyway, aren't we? It
Look.
doesn't matter.
Hey, we
Nah,
were
he's
forced to
gonna-
sell
Daniel,
Costa.
He's going to be here the entirety of his contract, though.
Look, we really did not think we're gonna get money for what's his name, for Morata, did we? And
No,
but we really did not think we're gonna get money for Morata. And I
Morata
think
went on loan for 2 years first, though.
I don't care. You can send Lukaku on loan now for the rest of the contract.
It was a season, I think. But
No, it's not that easy. man.
Lukaku
You guys
on
know
loan
that.
at 320,000 a
They
week.
can do that.
Yeah.
No, you ask for my opinion. That's it. It's
No, I
like
agree.
we did not
Come
cut
on,
the
Alex,
losses.
man.
We did not
That is
lose
a Johnny opinion, bro.
No. Of course, there is a little bit of Johnny, but look, no. If you ask me, personal thing, I'll give him at the rest of the season. I'm not gonna say the guy is like kick him out now. I'm saying if the good value comes from to sell him now, I'll sell him. If good money comes in, good money comes in. Who over here will like to keep Lukaku if somebody give us 75 million?
See ya.
No, one by one, please answer me. 75 million PSG comes in now. Bet for him. Which of you keeping him?
That's not going to happen.
No, he's going.
I'm going to base that based on the end of the season.
No, I just want to know which
keep
one
him.
is what. So
I
I
would
will
keep
know
him.
for the future. So I will clip the video and know who was said what.
Yeah, there you go. I'll keep
Yeah,
him.
sell him.
I
25
would
million,
sell
sell
him.
him.
Yeah, I'd sell him as well, personally, for 70.
I'll sell him for
What are you
50.
doing?
I can get mudded
If-
for
if-
I
if he's-
keep
if-
him.
I'm going to
he's-
base my opinion
If
to the
his
end of the
form is the
season.
same as it is
Okay.
now to the end of the season, I'd sell him for 75 million. Yeah, facts. Because he
If he
hasn't done what
scores
we
10
asked him to
goals
do.
from now to the end of the season, 12
Yeah.
goals, then he has
So
an alibi
where's-
to stay. You know?
Yeah, sell
You
him.
know what, Redneck? There you go. I'll keep him. Don't need a look.
Okay.
Real, you keep Chris, you keep everyone.
like-
No.
everyone.
I wouldn't keep Alonso. I wouldn't keep Barkley. I wouldn't keep Drinkwater. I
Jen,
need to give it a Deadwood.
Jen, Chris
They got
says
an
this for the
FC,
sake of
We
arguing.
have a
For
collector
the
there,
sake
Chris.
of arguing, we'll say it.
Go on, Hassan.
You can get like a Benzema or something. Yeah, I mean,
What are you saying, Hassan?
Daniel, would you sell him?
Wait, what did you say?
Daniel,
What you
would you
saying?
sell him now for 75?
Can I replace him right now?
I don't care. I'm asking a question. Would you?
Then
Would
no.
you not?
No.
Sale first.
I will not.
David would sell him. David would get rid of him.
I'd
like
sell him
now.
for like 40 mil, honestly.
You're talking about in the summer. 40 mil. You're talking about in the summertime for like a Vlahovic
extra
or
discount.
Benzema.
David, would you
That's
actually
not
sell him for
going.
40 mil and cut your losses?
Daniel, why are you being difficult?
David,
There
what do
wasn't
you
a
study in
question.
uni, bro?
The
Do you study
question was
politics in
simple.
uni, or
Would
are
you
you
sell him
like-
now
I
for
study-
75?
I
One
study-
second,
Answer
guys.
the
One
question.
second,
I
wait,
said
David.
no if I can't replace him.
One
I
second,
study,
guys.
I
One second.
study
One second.
engineering, so that's what I study. I just think there are plenty of strikers out there that
Who?
cannot hold up the ball and do
Okay.
fuck all for 40 mil. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
David, who would you replace him with?
Big
He's
man,
someone.
shoelaces too.
Who would
Dude,
you bring in if we got rid of him?
Do you know the thing is, I haven't even scouted a striker, but like, I just think there are people that can play football, like to a decent level. That's all I'm asking for. Like I'm not. I don't.
And
I don't
people
think
saying
asking
Johnny
for a
is rough.
Asking for a striker who scores goals doesn't complain about being at a club. Like I don't think
David,
that's
do you
hard to
think
ask.
we can get?
David,
Do you
would
think
you?
we can get top 4 without Lukaku this season?
Yes,
That's my freaking point.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Mm.
I think we can. Yeah.
I said to everyone, I said I would that 100.
So why do I need to buy a
I'd have-
striker
I
now
would have
if I can reach
much rather-
the
100
target
mil, I
without
would
him
much
and
rather
sell him for
spend
75
on
mil?
another midfielder and another fullback.
You barely
or
made the target
or,
last
or,
year
or
without
another
him.
winger,
Exactly.
because that will add more value to the squad than
We're better than last year.
one player. Because 100 million signings
No.
mathematically don't make sense right now.
Look at the
Because
table.
because those players, any of those players who've been
And
signed for
Lukaku
100
is a help
mil,
to that.
they haven't worked out
Lukaku's
for
here,
their
no?
money. Even Neymar, who was 220 odd mil, who's a really good player, is not worth 220 mil. He just isn't. Because he's not good. Because no player I really think is that good enough. Unless you're signing prime Messi or prime Ronaldo, then you are not getting a 200 million pound player. So it
Kane
doesn't make
Lukaku
sense.
swap deal, David.
Do I want
I
Harry
said
Kane?
it from the beginning, but never happened.
Not really. But if I have to, I'll take him.
Would you really?
Like, guy's 29 years old. I think we've just got to go young and just see how they progress.
What about this young lad, Vlasovic? Because I've seen a little bit of him. He's actually alright, isn't he?
This guy is I'm not. I haven't watched him, so this is the key thing. But from his numbers, from what
Based
I can
on
tell,
Eagle TV, he's the best thing since sliced bread. So.
Till he decides not to go to
what
Arsenal.
he seems like is a player who
I
still
love
needs
Eagle,
to
by the way.
grow, but he's still figuring out what kind of player he is. He's a bit like Greenwood in that. Like Greenwood in his first season, finishing wise, was incredible.
I'll take
and now he
Greenwood with
seems
my
like
eyes
he
closed.
can do anything.
Yeah.
So he's still trying
I'm
to
happy
figure
with
it out.
Lukaku.
So again, if you're spending more than like 50 mil or 60 mil on a striker, then you shouldn't do it. You look at Chelsea. All of Chelsea's best players have not been signed for 70 plus mil, 60 plus mil. They've all been 30, 40s. All have been 30, 40s. Look at our top 10 signings. I think the only decent player is Jorginho. Maybe.
How much do we get Costa for?
David, can I? No, we're going for
40 mil?
35.
40, yeah.
35.
By the way, I'll take
Jem,
Costa now for free.
Jem, I've got an unpopular
Yes, mate.
opinion.
Covered.
I don't actually think we need a striker.
Okay.
We
Tell
actually
us.
need a DM more than a striker. Enrico Broa. But a top DM, spend 100 million on a DM.
Bro
top
is going to
DM.
Southampton. Bro, he's going to Southampton.
You know what I'm saying?
He's
'Cause
already at
people say
Southampton, man. Smart man.
we need a
He's
striker.
gonna be sold to them, Alex.
Yeah,
On
we
a
don't need a
permanent
striker.
deal.
You say we don't need Lukaku, but Lukaku's actually given us 9 points pretty much himself, like this season alone.
Yeah,
Come on, Chris, man. You sound like a Bruce wife protecting his husband, man. Take it easy.
How many
No,
points
no,
did he
Chris,
cost
Chris
us?
loves
Pardon?
arguing.
But
Put him on
if
the
you
spotlight.
guy
class
came
like
out
the
Collier
C
doesn't
game
like that,
purely
bro.
on him, and I don't know. Like he has helped us. Like
Bro,
obviously
bro,
the Villa
against
game
Man-
purely on him.
against
He's,
Man
you know what he's,
The second
you know
Villa
what else
game
he's done?
purely
He's
on him.
created.
And
Chris,
Against
here's
Arsenal
the
game.
here's the question for you, Chris.
Against
How
Man
can
City,
you
it was
prove me
0-0.
that
He had a
in those
1-on-1,
games that
he had a shot on
Lukaku
goal, he bottled
give us?
both chances. Just saying.
What games did he
Chris,
really cost us?
let me ask you. How can you prove to me that the games that Lukaku give us points, if Lukaku wasn't starting and somebody else was starting, we wouldn't have won that game? How can you prove it to me?
In that City game, what last City game you're on about, right?
Yeah.
So who would you? Okay, for example, like Kai Havertz, right?
Kai Havertz, Mount, and
Mount.
Timo
But
Werner
Mount,
would have
Mount
started.
lately hasn't been playing that good either.
I don't
though,
care
like-
about the lately. You can't give me lately
That's
and
what you
give
guys
me
talk
the
about
Lukaku.
Lukaku lately as well.
No, talk about you.
That's
you went
that's
back
what
as
you
far
guys
as 9
do about
points, Chris.
Lukaku. Lately, he hasn't played that good. So
No,
lately,
no, no.
Mason
What I'm
Mount
saying,
hasn't
what
played
I'm
good.
saying is,
Lately, Kai Havertz
look,
hasn't played good.
you
He's
can't
played
give
more
me.
worse games than he's played good ones. That's what you brought up.
Exactly. So for me, if you haven't won the one air duel in the game, I don't care how bad this Kai Havertz and Mount was been.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure Kai Havertz can hold the ball at least once out of that scenario. So don't give
Maybe.
me that.
Of
You can't.
course,
If
but
you,
like,
of course,
I know,
How
I
can you find
agree.
that?
Like obviously, Lukaku in that Man City game
a
was terrible.
6. How tall is Lukaku?
What'd you say?
I got this because I had to make
6'3",
this point before. He's
Look,
191 centimeters.
191
One
centimeters.
header.
And John Stones
No,
Stones
yeah,
is
like,
188.
I don't know how he
I had to
didn't
make
win
this
And
that.
point.
John
That's
Stones
crazy.
188. How?
Hey, Alex,
He
Alex,
was
guess
awful
how
that
much
game, but so
kilos
was
is the
Ziyech and
difference?
Pulisic. They all three was just
Hold on.
awful.
Okay.
Guess how much the kilos
as a
difference?
collective.
But Ziyech and Pulisic both cost same amount as he's the one.
Yeah,
And
of course.
and Pulisic is 25.
But prices
And the
don't matter to
reason,
me.
hold on a second. Let me ask you, Kai, Chris. Sorry, Kai. Let me ask you, Chris. Why do you think Pulisic and Ziyech started? Is it because Lukaku started, or Lukaku started because of Ziyech and Pulisic?
I actually don't know the answer because like
You know,
Thomas
you know,
Tuchel,
Chris.
you don't know
Exactly.
what Thomas Tuchel really thinks.
Go with your first one.
They never played. They never played together, so I don't know.
They have.
Chris,
Remember those years, Bob?
keep arguing, Chris.
Because we
You
play,
know
because we put in players around Lukaku based on Lukaku, not based on the other three. And with the other formation, we play into the strings of all of them.
Right.
Listen, honestly, 7 aerial duels and 0 wins that's bad, man. I'm sorry for that size of a player that he is. That's
Again,
not good.
Lukaku is
I wouldn't hit
103 kilos and John Stones is 70. John Stones shouldn't even be able to come close to
Is
Lukaku.
he 103
Weight
kilos?
difference.
God damn.
103 kilos.
He's a
Yeah.
beast. He's a beast.
He's a beast.
Damn, bro. Guy's huge.
I know the people saying he's lean, he's fast, he doesn't eat pizza no more.
Bro, but that's not that much, man.
He
Like,
misses that Noki, mate.
no, but Redneck is gonna take
Yo,
in.
Kai, do you think it does not affect it? Do you think it's not affect? Do you know how much couple of kilos of weight can gain weight?
He's a tall dude, bro. That's why he's
no.
100.
Is he
Yeah,
tall?
I know that. But no,
He's
no,
6
Kai,
foot, yeah,
Kai,
he is tall.
if you've done any sport, you know, especially how reaction and how muscle reaction can be how you say it, reflect on the weight. Especially like a boxer. If you put extra little 5 kilos, your reaction's already slower.
Yeah.
But he's a big dude. That's why
I know
I'm saying.
he's a big dude. Don't get me wrong. I know he's a big dude. He
And
has
he's
the shoe
big and
size of his skis.
he's not fit
I
at the
know.
moment. So that's why he's like that.
How can he not be
Give
fit?
him a chance to get
He's
fit.
fast as well. Look how fast he
No,
is
but
as well, man.
Yeah, because he's not fit.
I've had this argument with Kai before. It's harder for him to lose weight than anyone else.
You had
That's
the
why he
argument
has such a
with
problem.
when? I don't remember, bro. When do we have
Yeah,
that
it
argument?
was during off season.
Could be, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
where,
correct.
Where I said I said the same thing, and you go. I think I made the point. He was in the wrong sport. He's got a frame like a linebacker.
Linebacker, yeah.
He's legit.
So does Adama Traore, man.
No, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Lukaku could not play linebacker. I play American football. He would get spun.
Would he?
Spun.
David,
Can't
how
turn.
do you play American football? You're like
He's got
30
the
kilograms
turn
weight,
top of a
bro.
bus. He's useless. He'd be used. I play.
David
Well,
David
he
looks
can
more
actually
like-
play
more like a
offensive lineman.
basketball
He
player,
can
man,
play
yeah.
offensive lineman.
I
He's
play-
not that heavy for it, but he can only run forward. He can, like, you know what I'm saying? He can push a player. Well,
Yeah,
based
I
on
play
Stones,
the skinny
he cannot
position,
even
but I
push
don't
the
have to be
players.
big.
I think
can be-
Lukaku might be a
I'm a
definitely
good
heavy striker.
86 kilos and I can run fast. That's all I have to do.
I think we better send him to your basketball team then.
Nah, we wouldn't take him. We have him on bench.
Well, he does like. I mean, he did play a lot of basketball with Pogba over
David,
the
there
summer.
was an
Yeah,
insult to you. There was an insult to me because I'm American. I'm American. That's what it's
It's
No,
like.
you're not American, you're
whether you like
Russian. Well,
Lukaku or not, he's going to be here to the end of the season.
Yeah, David, it wasn't to you. It was to
Don't
me.
worry,
Don't
don't
forget
worry.
you're the Russian blob, whatever you call it.
Oh, come on.
You know,
You see-
so
What
you
are
see-
you doing, man? What are you doing again? What is this? Stop this. Stop it, Nick Blue, please.
Stop the
I was saying,
transfer.
I was talking about facts, but he has to come in.
Yeah.
to say
Jem,
something.
I think
Hey,
playing
allow
with
him, man.
Lukaku is like we're playing with 10 men. The guy, if you notice, he always let the centre back step into midfield, and that causes an overload. And he's just, oh my god, he's
Yeah,
All right,
every
let's
week
score
it's about
prediction
the
anyway.
title one. Fucking-
Score predictions, people. What we saying? Starting with Rodrigo. What are you saying, man?
no, I don't do score prediction. I think we'll win.
You say this
be a
every
tight
time.
game.
Why don't you just give a number, bro? It's not hard.
Give a number, man.
yeah, you're not gonna get shot if you
Ask
get
for your
wrong.
credit card number, bro. Let's
Leave
go.
him
Hey, give
alone,
it-
man. He's consistent.
Rodrigo,
He's
give a
consistent.
different prediction, like how many Lukaku's going to score or something like that.
We'll do that after.
Oh no, how many
That's
times
what
you
he's
gonna lose
saying.
the ball? Yeah,
All
I
right,
can
guys,
say
you have
that.
to
He'll
Lukaku had
give my
he'll
prediction
lose,
now.
he'll
That's
lose all
what
his
he's saying.
duels. He'll lose all his air duels. He will have a 60% pass completion, and he'll probably
You should
bully
be very specific for a player.
Dunk Is it Dunk?
I don't think Dunk is playing either. So
Oh,
I
he's
swear
not?
Rodrigo's
Okay,
reading from a
sorry.
page now. He's reading from a
Dunk might be back apparently. They're saying so.
Oh,
we'll have to
okay,
see what
okay.
happens. Maybe.
Well, he's better than Christensen apparently by somebody.
Yeah, he's in the chat as well. There he is. Ram, you always come in at the last minute. I've noticed. But anyway, go on. What are you saying, Hassan? Score predictions.
Yeah, I think we're gonna win 2-0. I mean, we should really.
You going with Lukaku brace, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, we're gonna have to make some kind of body of him.
Fair enough.
I just hope
Kai?
that he does.
4-1, Lukaku hat-trick, and Kovacic outside of the box goal, you know.
Oh, nice. I think it's going to be tight. I think it'll be 0-0 at half time, and in the second half, I think we'll get 2 goals, and I think it will be Kai Havertz and probably Mason Mount. That's what I'm going with. Havertz and Mount for 2 goals. Chris, what are you saying?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident for this game. So I think we'll win like 3-0. Lukaku will score, I reckon, in this game. Don't know how many.
He's not gonna even start.
It doesn't even matter. Look at Villa. He came on the
Hey, give a
bench and
backup.
scored. So
Give a backup prediction. Just
We
in
need
case.
him to score, man. We need to find form out of this guy, seriously. Redneck, what are you saying?
5-0.
Jorginho
Hat-trick on the
hat-trick?
penalties. And,
Who's the scores? I'm intrigued who Alex's scores are.
Yeah. Jorginho hat-trick on the penalties. Just for the favorite girls for Kai, Mount is gonna score. And Timo Werner. Let's put it that way.
I took
All
my
forwards,
prediction,
by the way.
how that happens.
What are you saying,
Yeah,
David?
but your prediction will.
I'm going 2-1.
Come on, Chris.
I think
Lukaku brace?
Brighton are a good.
Mine's 2 less.
Brighton are a good team, so yeah, they press. So Lukaku's going to have a good touch to
No
score.
Basuma though, David.
They still press anyway. He's going to have a good touch to score, and that's a struggle. So yeah, he might assist though. He might assist. I could see that, like the ball bounces off his foot and then like someone shoots.
He's not even a passer. The
Man
ball will bounce off
Spies
his
for
foot.
Lukaku, bro.
Comes off the back of his head and then like
Yeah.
taps it in back post. Like one
His
of
first
those.
touches counts as assist, man.
They do. It does. Nick Blue, what are you saying?
Yeah, I'm going to say, I've been saying this since yesterday, 3-0. And Lukaku will score today. I don't know how many, but he will score.
0.
Just to prove David wrong, he will get 2 goals.
2 goals. Fair enough. Ram?
Oh,
I'm gonna go for a 3-1 victory to Brighton.
He's going to say Brighton.
I'm joking. I'm gonna go 3-1 victory to Chelsea. I think Lukaku will get an assist. I think Mount's gonna score. I think Silva will score, and Alonso free kick. Why not? Alonso free kick, and probably a Rudiger own goal to upset them.
Rudiger own
goals. What are you talking about?
Hey, you better hope not, Nick. I'm coming
Please,
straight
I
to you.
don't need a Rudiger debate now.
I need Rudiger to on that fucking line, dotted line. That's all.
Rudiger own goal.
You know what I would give? We know what I would give for Johnny to meet Lukaku outside of Stamford Bridge, bro.
Oh,
What would you give?
I would give my left testicle, bro. Even though I love them both.
I will give my right, and Johnny will go flying. Lukaku is going to run for his life.
His hair is gonna grow back.
Lukaku will probably run.
He'll probably cry for Mount, innit? He'll be crying.
Who needs
Mount? Come
who needs 7-year-old testicles? I don't
Oh, fuck's sake. Showtime, what you
Fucking
saying?
hater, man. Come on. Bro.
Showtime.
1-0. Lukaku scores. Timo will be celebrating from the bench.
Okay.
That was
what's wrong
That's
with
a Timo
all of
agenda.
you, man? Timo agenda, Lukaku agenda. All these agendas.
Full of agendas, bro. God damn, man.
There's no Timo agenda. You guys,
I think we're fan
cheer
base
on
of
Timo.
Big agenda.
You guys
on
cheer,
you know what I just
cheer on
thought of?
Timo,
You know what I
and
just
then you
thought of?
guys banter Lukaku for what?
You know what I
Because he
just
said
thought of,
something in the media.
Because
Get over it.
Yeah.
Lukaku
Yeah, I
worth
want
100
Lukaku.
million
Look
pounds.
at my
Yeah,
picture.
we
Look at my
benefit.
picture.
Boys,
Yo,
you know what I just thought of?
Showtime. We
You know what I
benching Lukaku because of his interview? No, we bench him because he didn't win Erdogan
shit,
last
that's why.
game until
Nah.
what
Wait.
goes.
He's contributed more than Timo has this whole season.
Oh, here we go.
I have a
No, he
statement.
hasn't.
He has contributed more
Well,
than Timo has.
let me finish my point, yeah? Do you think the women's team have fans like the guys' team? Imagine some girl named Susie, like just dissing out all the
What
players
is
on
your
Instagram.
obsession with the girls, man?
You guys hate Lukaku because of the interview. That's the only reason.
No, it's not.
If it wasn't for the interview,
it's
you guys would
mostly
be
that
cheering
reason, yes. You're right.
Romelu. You guys will be screaming his name in
No,
the
no, no. Listen, lad.
Maybe should
So
maybe
hold on a
Showtime.
second. Hold on a second. Hold on a
But he
second.
did the
So
interview.
what?
Do you not
So
blame
what
Lukaku
if
for
it's
doing that
interview?
interview?
So what if it's because of interview?
If it wasn't, I'm saying if it wasn't
No,
for the
so
interview,
what?
you guys
So
wouldn't
we're not
have
allowed
even
to say it?
been cheering this much hate
Showtime.
for him.
He can talk
I
shit
don't
about
want
the
to hear
club,
it. That's
and we're
pissed
supposed to
off.
be
He
okay
did
with
the
it.
interview now, Showtime. But you
It's not
sound
the
like you forgive him
interview.
for it.
They wanted Haaland from the Sun. That's why.
I think
So
you're
you can't
apologetic
change
too
But
much.
it.
so you want
Sounds like you're very
you saw the
apologetic.
comment just now. You said the comment said Lukaku's buying Lukaku has damaged our transfer market for the next 5 years. That's what it said, right? What do you think
Who said
buying
that?
Haaland would have done for the next 20 to 25
From
years?
down
Would have
fucking
Wait,
damaged.
hold on. You want to bring up Haaland? Let me tell you this.
I didn't bring him up. Big Blue brought him up. I didn't bring him up.
When you guys were arguing Haaland, no one ever wanted to compare play styles and stuff like that. And you know what? Every point was made about between the comparison of Lukaku and Haaland transfer is that Haaland was going to leave early, right? Haaland wanted too much money, Mino Raiola, and that was how you guys were going to lean towards the Lukaku deal. Now, Lukaku came out, said he came here for money, and said he wanted to leave. So everything that you guys dissed Haaland for, right,
He
is
didn't say
Lukaku's
he
done.
wants to leave. Where in the interview did he say I want to leave Chelsea?
Oh,
Or
when
did he
he
say
said
I want to leave in my
or did he say
prime,
I want to
and
return
I'm
back to
30
Chelsea
years
in
old.
my
Look,
prime?
he said
He said at a
when
good
he
level.
said
A good level.
no,
It's a
when
good
he said
level, yes. That's not
no.
saying he wants to leave now. What is that?
Oh my! If you're that gullible,
So when
it's
does he
your
want to leave?
problem.
That's not
Showtime,
gullible.
why are you
How's that
reading
gullible?
between the lines,
He
man?
didn't.
He don't
That's
love
somebody
you
When
who
he
said
anymore.
that. He
said
said
because
something
when
like
Showtime,
he didn't say.
Doesn't
Lukaku
matter
don't
what
love
you
you no
say.
more. He
This
don't
lot
love you no
won't
more.
take it easy.
because when Lukaku said to Lautaro, "Don't come to Chelsea, I'll come to Inter." If
Maybe
you
he's
don't
thinking.
ag-
Maybe he's thinking of Timo.
By the way, Ram, what are you gonna do when Salah is gonna leave to actually earn actual money in a club that actually have money, bro? What are you gonna do then?
So wait, you
Fuck,
just
I hope
said
he comes to
you're
Chelsea.
going to sell Salah for money, even though we
No,
have.
no, you're not gonna sell Salah. He's gonna go for nothing.
No,
Now
we're
we're
Guys don't
talking
have
about
money.
All I'm
Salah.
going to
Salah's
say
not
is,
our player.
First, we're gonna beg. We're gonna tell FSG to sign. Tell him to sign the thing. You need to sign that thing. And
forget that. I don't even care
if we
about
don't, we're
Salah,
right.
man.
I don't care about
I don't
Salah.
care.
Salah's not our player.
All I'm going to say is anyone that's okay with that interview and okay with Lukaku's performances right now, I don't get it, to be honest.
It's not
because
about
for me,
being
it's not-
okay with the
that ain't-
interview.
that ain't
It's
right.
getting
I'm
over
sorry.
the interview, bro.
Showtime, he don't love you no more.
He don't love you.
I
He
don't love
never
him.
did in the
It's
first
not.
Yeah,
place.
but
I'm not
Showtime will
pleased
He's not
always
with
like
his
love you.
Salah, bro.
performances,
Salah
but I'm
loves
also not
us.
pleased with you
Salah
guys.
loves
Salah
banting all
literally
the time.
rejected you to
You
come to
guys
Chelsea.
make
Showtime's the only
if
one
he
who
ties his shoes
Salah
during the
loves
match,
said the
us.
you guys
He loves
complain.
us.
If he runs and tries to press, you guys complain. You guys are never happy with what he's doing now because the interview came out. But
Like
you
Timo
guys are
told
pleased with
you.
Timo
No.
fucking running
Yeah,
around.
but
with
Showtime,
his
you're
head.
very
for these performances.
Speak
don't
for
care.
yourself. Speak
There's
for
no
yourself.
bias.
Showtime, you're
You
being
guys are being
ignorant of
biased
what he
to our
said.
players.
You're
Alex,
being
I've never
ignorant
seen
of
you
what he
happy.
said and not taking into it.
You what?
I will always criticize players based on their performances on the pitch, firstly. And if you think
What did you say, Kai?
Romelu Lukaku,
But you guys
if
still
you
seem
think
Timo's
I've never
name.
seen you happy, Alex.
Wait,
Never.
but stop. What we're
You
talking
never see
about?
me
Why
happy?
do our fan
Never,
base
man.
do this? You talk about a player and they go,
I'm
but what
always
about
happy.
Ziyech? What about Werner? What about Havertz?
But you
We're
got to
talking
compare
about
them
fucking
though.
Lukaku
It's
here. Why
unfair
can't we
treatment
just
within the.
Let
You see
Jem
the
speak.
bias within the fans. That's being biased.
You know
against-
why? Because Lukaku
Jem
was
only
meant
wants
to.
Dempsey, yeah?
Lukaku was
stay on topic.
Lukaku was meant to
Talking
be
about
the missing
Lukaku.
piece for you lot to win the title. That's why.
Come on,
It doesn't
Showtime.
matter,
Okay,
Rams.
people
Who
go through
comes out and
things.
does the
There's
interview?
stages to this. He's been
He don't
injured.
love
He has
you.
COVID.
He
What are you
don't love
saying,
you.
bro?
He don't love
Stop
you.
it.
Stop
Hey,
it,
who
man.
comes out and
Costa
does the
didn't love
interview
us.
and
Don't
praises
love you.
another team
Still
that he's
hate
not
you, yeah?
contracted to?
The guy said he wanted to
Timo was
emulate
brought into
Drogba's
banging
legacy,
goals
bro,
too.
and he
How many
comes out
goals
like
has
that.
he
No
brought?
way,
Why are we
man.
talking
He
about
don't
Timo
love you.
Werner? Where did
He
that
don't
come
But
love
you
from?
say, but
I
did
don't
you hear
know.
what he just said, Jem? Jem,
I don't know.
he said Lukaku was brought into banging goals, right? He was the missing piece to banging goals. Timo Werner was brought when Lampard was into
Yes,
banging
and was
goals,
also
and he hasn't
same
been.
Nah.
thing.
Timo was brought
You
in to
still
make
saying his
Milan, bro.
name.
And
He was
Lampard
brought in
played
to
him
make
left
Milan.
wing.
But why are we
That's the
talking about
difference.
that?
He wasn't
We
brought
know
into
that.
play left wing.
Timo
No, but he
came in.
played a
Timo
man
was
left
not
wing.
brought
To
in to
be
play
a
no left
put it
wing. You
blunt.
guys are
That's
lying.
it. And to make
Timo's meant to be a
Klausov
cheerleader,
happy.
bro.
We,
You know
we,
what I'm
we
saying?
know Werner was brought in to score goals, but it doesn't mean
Exactly.
it doesn't mean what Lukaku's done's right still, does it? This is
It's
the whole fucking
worse.
point.
I'm
It's
just showing
worse because
I'm
it
just
costs more
showing the
money.
bias within the fans. You guys
Not
are
biased.
seeing
It's the same
Timo's
energy.
Showtime,
game
We're
showtime,
having
something
the
he's
showtime.
same
willing
energy.
to
It's
do.
not
And he's
biased
not
to
doing it.
defense. Timo Werner still does still
What does
tries.
he do?
People says he
Lukaku
still
doesn't
No,
try.
but
bro.
You saying
Showtime,
like
Showtime.
Lukaku doesn't
Can I
try?
say something, right?
I don't know why.
Timo Werner's getting ripped apart and he's 50 million. Lukaku's getting the same treatment, probably double because he costs double, and he's not doing this.
That's kind of
His
silly though.
cost is
'cause Guys
double,
don't know how
and
much
he's
he
going to
costs,
get double. If Haaland came in for 150 and he was a banging goals, we'd all rip him apart. It's the same
No,
thing.
but no one will get that.
They'll call him a fraud, man.
No one will get that
Haaland will
treatment
get
if
accused
they
'cause
didn't
he's
do an
young.
interview. If they
I'm
came out
not
and did an
hearing that. I
interview
don't care
and
about. I don't
badmouth,
care about the money. You
praise
guys,
another team and say he wants to lead
Who's
and said all
Showtime?
the
Who's
things he wants to
Showtime?
It's funny, Showtime. You have Marino on your screen and you don't care about the money.
I
But
care
the
about.
person you follow is the actual
No, I
the
mean,
one that
because
cares
you
about
guys,
the money.
you guys are talking now. You're talking about the money. Now, first it was performances. Now it's money. He's not performing.
Yeah, because the
Money
money is
equals
good for your
expectations,
performance.
bro. Money equals
So
expectations.
Kai Havertz, we brought Kai Havertz in. He only won us the Champions League.
The
But you
difference
don't
between Kai
criticize
Havertz and
Kai
Lukaku,
Havertz.
Kai
won us the
Havertz is
Championship
20
League.
years old when we
Only.
signed him.
Only
Now
one
he's
of
now his
29.
age. Now
In
his
his
Ram,
age.
peak.
See?
In his
Keith,
peak.
can I ask a question?
No,
What is
because it
Ram
all
doing here,
comes
bro?
down
What is
to
Ram doing here?
valuation of a player, bro. Simple.
Okay,
Ram,
you
what are
evaluating the
you doing
player
here?
on his performances, or are you
No, you
evaluating the
value.
player on what his remarks
Let
was
me
about
tell you
going back to
something.
Inter Milan?
A valuation of a player in the modern game comes down to the potential the
Price.
player has,
Yeah.
what he produces at this moment in time, and the commercialization of a player.
And his output.
Kai Havertz, you bought him as a wonder kid. He was 20 years old, and a lot of players said he was going to be a generational talent. He was going to be a generational player. You bought Lukaku as a 29-year-old at the peak
28
of his
product.
power.
28.
28,
29.
still at the peak of his game. Won a league title for Inter Milan, broke the dominance in Italy. The
Yeah, more pressure.
expectation changes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I
it's,
agree.
it's
Italy
different
is
for each
different,
player.
different
It's
than playing
for
in the
each player.
league. You know that. You know it's harder to
Did
play.
Lukaku play in the Premier League before?
He has, but that is a different time. Times have
Wow.
changed. How can you say? How can you go somewhere for
how
2
long
years
ago-
and come back
how
and be
long
like,
ago
oh,
was that?
everything's the same? Life
Yeah.
has gone on. Like, what are you saying?
Hey, how
Things
much
have
changed in 2 years, Showtime?
Seriously, man. Even
Man City still won the league.
What has changed? What has changed in the Premier League from when he left to when he joined?
Defenders have gotten better. Tactics have changed.
Man,
Managers
Liverpool
have
with this
changed.
shit.
Things have changed. He
Stop
has
it, guys.
changed as the player as well. He has to come back and adapt to a different system, a different style of
I
playing.
mean, the
from a
defenders are
different manager.
basically the same. Like if you
No,
compare,
the
if you
defenders
compare
are
the
not
defenses
the
from
same.
every
Hold
single
on,
team,
Showtime,
played-
it's
what-
more or less
He
the same.
played against Stones when he left. He played against Stones when he came back.
The defenses hasn't changed, bro.
The
It
defense
hasn't.
have changes.
And it
People
was meant to be
managers
a
have
very
hasn't.
changed.
improved.
Tactics have
Well,
changed.
if you're
Just expect him to
saying
come back.
Sorry,
So
Showtime,
where
but
was
you're
this?
waffling,
Where
man.
was this hate or this negativity towards Lukaku when he played against Arsenal, Crystal Palace? You guys were singing his name. You guys started screaming Ramu.
They say Lukaku,
Then he comes out with an interview. Now he's like, oh, he's shit. He's
He's
tying his
shit
shoes
because of
during
the
the
interview.
match.
No,
his
because
performance
listen,
is shit as well.
Showtime,
Showtime, you
are you
can't get
reading
through.
this? And
That's
we
Showtime,
would
you wasted
praise him.
your breath. You can't
Is
get through
Showtime
to
plays
these
with a
people.
deeper voice, or
Exactly.
they
No,
hate
but
guys-
I'm
you guys
just
gotta
saying.
you gotta fuck
you
with
gotta
They
Showtime
bring
hated
this.
Lukaku before he
You
was
gotta
hot,
bring
man.
this. You gotta
Yeah.
bring this type of energy when you talk about each and every player. You
No,
can't
no,
just
you're cherry
be
picking
specific.
Showtime. That's
No,
what you're doing.
you're cherry picking. How am I
You're
cherry
cherry
picking?
picking. You pick
You're
certain moments, and you said, "Well, you were chanting his name back then, but the guy does an interview and performs badly, and we
Now,
can't criticize
you
him."
see, but that's my premise. That's what I'm getting at. The interview has caused you guys to turn a leaf over to Lukaku and start
No,
hating
Can,
him.
can I ask you, Showtime? Do you think that
Duh.
interview was bad?
Showtime.
In
The interview was bad. The interview was bad.
Okay,
but
then
you
what-
get
then what
over
are we
it.
complaining
That has nothing
about?
to do with his performance on the
I'm
pitch.
not getting over it.
That's his
Are
fault,
you
though,
getting
isn't it?
You're
That's
over it.
Lukaku's fault.
Then you will never be able
Lukaku's
to love and hate a player correctly because
Is
you.
that
No, I
Lukaku's
said.
fault
Did you hear what
that
I
he's
said?
now
He had to
put this pressure
apologize
on
with his
himself?
performance.
One second. Is it Lukaku's fault that he's now put this pressure on himself?
It is Lukaku's fault. It's not his fault that you guys hate him so much.
Now
No,
forget
no,
that.
you're
He put the
dodging my
pressure.
point.
Yes. Yeah.
He's the one that's put this pressure and this eye on himself, right?
But you
So,
guys have said the pressure was on him because he's £100 million.
it was
pound
anyway,
player.
but he's
So-
added
That's part of
additional
it.
pressure on himself now, hasn't he?
But you,
By
but
doing
that,
what
you didn't
he's done.
say additional pressure. You said pressure. Pressure was on him when you brought him in for
Pressure,
100
pressure.
million.
He would have had
Pressure's
pressure from the
pressure,
100
innit?
million from the 100 million price
Pressure's
tag anyway.
pressure,
Yes,
innit?
but
But you guys
what I'm
wasn't saying,
is
oh,
the
this
eye is
pressure.
on him more. The eye is on him more now from
Uh-huh.
doing what he's done. It is even more so because
Okay,
there's certain.
but
Because
what-
I'll tell you
but
why. Because there's certain fans who will never forgive him. But because he's going to be here to the end of the season, they're waiting to see how his performances are on the pitch, which means means that when he is playing like he does against Man City, he will get more hugely criticised than even fucking Timo Werner at the moment because he bought it to himself. Like, this is what I'm saying, Chad. This is unfortunate. And then you've got the other side of the fan base that don't think it's that bad, and they want to give him the chance, and they can see that he's a good player. This is what he's brought onto himself. Before this interview, you're right. We were judging him on the 100 million price tag, scoring goals and doing what he was doing in Milan. But it wasn't as heated as it is now because of that interview that he's done.
But what does the interview have to do with him?
It's fair to give him until the end of the season, though. I think it's.
Yeah, I agree. I'm giving him to the end of the season, but I'll criticise him per game.
Quite fair then, so.
Yeah, I'll criticise him per game.
So but I'm trying to figure out, what does the interview have to do with him playing for the badge? He's still playing for the badge.
I don't care about the badge. It's business. It's business now. I don't care about proper Chelsea, fucking him loving Chelsea when he was young. I don't care anymore about that. I didn't in the first place. I just wanted to do his job.
Only wearing blue condoms, that's irrelevant right now.
Just come and do your job. You're 100 million. You've been brought over for me.
He has done his job. It's the players around him that's not doing it.
Wait a minute, man. Let me have a word. German,
would you
let me ask a
hold
Showtime question.
on. I've just heard something outrageous. Someone said he's doing his job. What?
Hold up.
He did a pretty decent job during the Man City game. It's not his fault that certain chances wasn't given to him during the Man City game.
Excuse me.
He's not the best
Wait,
chance.
no, I'm not having this. I'm not having this. Against Man City, 0-0, 7th minute, he runs for on goal and he passed it to the wrong person. He should have shot anyway. But if you're gonna pass it, you pass it to bloody Marcus Alonso, who's onside. Right? 0-0, 35th minute, you run through on goal, 1-on-1 against Ederson.
And what did he do? That was a great save by the keeper. What do you expect him to do?
That's a great save. That's a great save.
Come on, what are you saying?
That's a great save.
It was a great save from the keeper.
It wasn't.
That's a world-class keeper right there.
But he could have gone round the goal.
Let's not forget Ederson in a bum.
Yes, he's a world-class
shot,
keeper.
not a good save.
I don't care what nobody tell me. He's not scoring that.
30 chances, 10 chances.
So you're saying like in the past, like De Costa, when he had shots against Man City, they never saved.
That's not his point. He's saying that he's had multiple chances within the game.
Diego Costa
and how many other players around him have chances? What are you saying? It's not every time he's going to score a goal.
But the guy couldn't even tie his shoelace, let alone score last. Yeah,
he tied his shoelace at the end of the match when he knew that it was over. So
he tied it 3 times in the game, bro.
So
my man's got
you look at little details. That's what I'm saying.
We're gonna see if
Why are we done
yeah, after the game, the way he handshakes, everything's gonna come.
The amount of that's his fellow national team player. What are you saying? If we would have won or lost, he would have done the same thing.
Look at him. Look at that motherfucker eating chicken.
His shoelaces are undone. He has to do them.
Lukaku's played 1,000 minutes in the Premier League, got 5 goals. You're telling me he's doing his job? Have a day.
He's been injured.
David.
Hey, Showtime, you're making mad excuses.
It's not an excuse. It's facts. How's it an excuse? You bozo.
What's facts, bro? You said he's doing his job, but he's not doing his job.
He's not doing his job for me. I mean, you look at him on the pitch.
I'll be honest with you, and he's not providing those big moments.
It's not even that. It's not even that. Do you know the big thing with it? I'll tell you what the biggest thing with him is his attitude on the pitch. He's not playing. He doesn't run around. He doesn't look in. For me, in the Man City game, he looked quite de-interested. For me, he didn't really look like someone that was working for the team, trying to prove a point, trying to get a. That's what
I don't know what you were saying.
Even if it's not working for you, even if it's not working for you, make it happen.
How you can run with the shoe size of 53? That's not running. That's triathlon. That's skiing.
He doesn't.
Hey, you should have been stepping on other people's feet, Alex. That's what you should have been doing.
That was a different Lukaku in the Man City game. That was a different Lukaku from the Man City game to the Aston Villa game, and he can play like that to a degree. Yeah, because he done it against Villa and he was very good at doing it.
What if he scores today? Will you guys keep the same energy? If he scores today 2 goals, yeah? Will you guys come here and say...
They'll be like, he gave a handshake. Or he did this.
Look at this motherfucker tying his shoes, man. Like,
that'll be the first thing they point out. Oh, look at him scratching his
He points to the crowd and say, look, he pointed to his
If he scores 2 goals today, I will be happy. I'm not going to be saying...
But most of the people are going to
but then you bring up in the next stream, you'll talk about, he's $100 million down a pound. Look what he did in the interview. You can't do that.
Yeah, I am going to do that, Showtime. It's going to take a few games for me at least. It's not one game.
It's been a few games. You're still on the fact that he gave an interview to an Italian reporter. What do you expect him to say?
I'm not.
What do you expect him to say when he's being interviewed by an Italian?
Goals, I'm just going to change.
But what do
Bro,
you want him? But my thing
you're
is, what
so
do you
stubborn.
expect
You're
him
so
to say?
ignorant
Though?
in your ways, bro.
No time. You
Right?
sound very happy with him doing that interview, babe.
I don't. I'm not happy with him doing it. But what do you expect him to say to an Italian
Nothing.
reporter?
Not do it. Why do
To an
it?
Italian
Yeah,
reporter. It's not like he's
don't
talking
say
to the British
anything
team.
you're gonna return after
Go and
2,
talk to
3
your
years.
boss if you got a problem with the system.
He's in Italy
That's my
talking
point.
to an Italian reporter. He's gonna say
He's
he
not
loves
in
the fans.
Italy. They came to London.
It was in
He
London,
came
bro.
to
It was in
London
London.
With an
with
Italian reporter. That's the point.
Yes.
Listen,
And,
Showtime. I'm gonna ask you this. Do you think
Italian reporter who twisted
He
his
organised
words.
it himself.
And
yeah,
he knew,
yeah,
and he
everyone.
knew the Italian reporter, so he knew what he was gonna do with his
He
words.
didn't
And
say
he-
anything
and
bad.
Showtime.
Ram, what are you
bro.
doing,
Just-
bro? What are you doing? Trying to make Chelsea fans fight each other? God damn.
No,
man.
I'm giving you the truth.
Ram
man.
is like the neighbor's wife, man. Where every time you have a wife, man.
I'm just giving
Listen,
you the
guys,
truth. I'm
I
just
do need
saying
to end it
the
here
truth.
because my laptop's about to die. It means we're going to cut off as well, and I need to shoot because I've got to go out. So big up everyone. As always, in the chat, we'll be doing the review show tomorrow of this Brighton game. Hopefully, we get the win. Yeah, let's try and be. I feel like we're always arguing all the time, man. Let's hope we get the
Man,
win.
At the end of the
It's
day,
good
you're
for the
going to
blood
win the
pressure.
game.
It's good
You're
for the
gonna win the
health.
game. You're going to win the game.
It's
You
good
know,
for your
it's,
health.
it's Chelsea, isn't it? We are reactionary FC. I tell you that.
We are,
so
man. God.
Let's sing
Mourinho
Gerard.
Buenos Aires.
Yeah,
Anyway.
He don't love you no
Let's
more,
sing
bro.
Ram's song so we can feel cheerful.
Nah, you
Free
actually suck.
the
Saladin love Liverpool.
You're
Scouts.
scouts. You're so
Oh,
dumb.
shit,
So
Gerard,
dumb.
right,
Gerard.
It's so
Gerard.
dumb. It's so
Save
dumb.
Gerard.
You're so
He
dumb,
came
bro.
into them afar.
He's won more trophies than your
Because-
greatest ever manager as a
because
manager, bro.
us.
He's won more trophies than your
Save
greatest ever player as a
Gerard.
manager, bro. I'm just saying.
Save Gerard.
He's won more trophies.